Hopefully we are live on YouTube. I'm going to check it really quick just to make sure that we have gone live over on YouTube. As you join, make sure that you tap the screen, share out the live, do all the good things. This morning, Sam will be joining me for Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. So hopefully, why am I not live over there? Always have a problem with YouTube. No matter what I do, I do the same settings. I do the same thing every time, and for whatever reason, it doesn't go live. Now I'm live that I changed the view. So what it want, for whatever reason, YouTube likes to make it so I screw up my live every time. I hate it. And then I don't like to go back in and edit it. You know what I'm saying? So it always ends up looking stupid over there.
Hello, beautiful.
That's what it is. Hey, Sam, how are you today?
Hi, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
I'm glad.
I am indeed live on YouTube. Okay, good. We got that fixed. It's such a pain. I want to be able to use OBS and stream through TikTok Studio, like to OBS or whatever. But when I do that, TikTok Studio lags so bad that it just makes everybody over here pissed. So I kind of have to do like a window capture, if you will.
I have absolutely no idea what anything you just said means.
Yeah. You know, I don't know how anybody does this.
It's like you have to learn a whole new language.
You have to learn several because you have to learn TikTok Studio and OBS and Streamlabs and I don't know, all those crazy things. KJ, I know you always got me. You're amazing. I appreciate you. We're going to give it a few minutes for people to trickle in. I think Mezzo is still live this morning because he went live a little bit later because soccer with the kids, which is fine. But so if you guys are joining Sam and I, you could pretty please tap that screen and get us to 5,000 likes as quickly as possible and then share it out. We need 100 shares as quickly as possible. Those are the things that get us pushed out into the FYP. Hey, Selena, how are you? Share it to the Discord, share it to your friends and your enemies and your frenemies, whoever. So
we don't discriminate around here.
We do not. We do not. Okay, I'll tell you how the show goes.
Please.
In case you've never watched it before, but what we do is in a little bit, I'm going to ask you some icebreaker questions, just some. I always pretend that they're hard-hitting journalistic questions, but they're just fun icebreaker questions. And then we will ask people to come on up, ask you questions, and pick your brain for a while. And then we're going to play Divine or Decline, the classic home game that I made up just for my
classic game I made up.
So it's actually pretty popular. Sometimes people come up and want to hang out with us while we play that, and I always let them hang out so you're not alone up there being grilled on the game. But sometimes, like people like 𝖘.𝖆, who is my friend, she runs away from it because she doesn't want to get the answers wrong. I will admit that Joel did cuss me out when he played. He was like,
I can picture it. I can see it.
He said, if this next one isn't fucking divine, Crystal, I'm leaving. So we'll play that in a little bit too. You guys keep doing all the good things. So how was your lunch last week with your grandma?
It was Fabulous. She was very confused the entire time, and it was adorable. We
Oh,
went to Hot Pot, and it was her first time going to Hot Pot and her first time going out to a restaurant in 4 years. She revealed to me at the
oh.
table. Um, and she was asking me questions about how everything worked, and usually she's the one who knows everything. So it was a really cute, like turning of the tables, if you will. It was very cute.
That's adorable. I am a grandma now. Been just 1 year now as a grandma, and I hope they think I'm a cute grandma as I get older and go into to my
Wait,
twilight
wait,
and
guys.
not obnoxious.
Oh my gosh,
So
wait, Lore? Crystal Lore, you have kids?
I have 3 children and
Wow.
one granddaughter.
Oh my
Yeah,
god! I
and
had no idea!
yeah, and for Mother's Day, I am flying out to Austin to meet my son and his daughter-in-law and help them look for a house. And I'm so excited. I've been sending them houses. My daughter-in-law is a doctor in New York, but she is moving to Austin for more money and a better job and better opportunities, really. And so they can have a house instead of, living in an apartment in New York City. So, I'm really excited about helping them find a house.
Oh my god. What's that like? As a 21-year-old, I don't know what that's like yet, and I'm kind of scared, actually.
When I was their age, I had no idea what it was like. So I'm really impressed that we're doing this with them. But it's scary buying a house. I'm glad that we're going to be there with them because I wish my mom and dad had been there when I bought my first home to help me with some of the things I didn't know to ask or didn't know I could do. Really, like the house I live in now is my second home that I purchased. And because I learned a lot from the first one, I knew what I could or couldn't do. And there's definitely things you can do when you're negotiating, and you need to learn those things. And so hopefully we'll be able to help them understand what they can ask for in the negotiation process and help them get a home inspection. I think that home inspections are very important. They let you know if your roof is going to leak anytime soon, if your air conditioning is going to go out anytime soon, so
Hmm.
you know what allowances to ask for in the negotiation process and stuff. So I'm really excited. They're gonna get a house with a pool and so
Ooh,
I,
fancy.
yeah. So I'm I can't wait. It'll be a fun Mother's Day, and I haven't seen my grandbaby in a while, so I get to spend Mother's Day with my granddaughter, which will be so fun. So
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
yeah. All right, you guys, as you come in, I don't know why I'm not being pushed out into the algorithm. So if you guys could just hit that share button down there, if I could see some blue arrows fly, that would be very awesome. Usually I have good 70, 80 people in here by now. I do know that Justin is live on his unapologetic YouTube, etc. And I know Mezzo is live, so I know we've got some good competition out there this morning. But still, I usually have a little bit more people in here, so do all the good things, and we'll get started on our icebreaker questions while you guys get people to join us. Okay? Fluff is also live. Zena May is live. So we've got a little competition this morning, but hopefully when Mezzo finishes, he'll send some people over our way. Um,
Okay.
okay, so here come the icebreaker questions. Where did I put them? Let me find them for you.
All right.
What did I do with them?
That's very real.
Oh, because I'm on the wrong account. Hang on 1 second.
Holding.
Why did it change? Oh, there we go. I log out here, and then we're gonna log in here, continue, and we want, hi kitty, why don't I have a keyboard to type this? How do I not have a keyboard to type my? All right, why today? Why right now? Jesse, do you have? Oh, there we go. Never mind. Got it. Honestly, people make fun of old people for not
They
be
do.
able to
They do
use
that.
technology, but the reality is that they keep making it less and less intuitive. Why are they doing that?
That's true. It's like they make the UI specifically to make it harder for everyone to use.
Yes.
It's really bad. But also, I just sent out an alert to my Discord, so hopefully we'll have some people coming on in.
Hopefully.
Caro! Hello, beloved.
I don't know why this is. Okay. I almost just started saying my password out loud because I didn't care.
Oh no! Not the free password! No!
Oh my God, why? I changed my password 12 months ago.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, YouTube, you might get something else on your screen for a minute. You're just going to have to deal with it.
Yeah, cope. You're gonna have to cope.
Because I have to now get my password.
In the meantime, y'all, make sure we are doing deplorable things to the screen. I mean, I want you to use every body part that you have. Tap that screen, all right? Just make sure you sanitize it before and after. And also, if you haven't already, share out the live. And if you have, do it again.
Why? Why are you doing all
Oh no.
Why is this so difficult?
She out here suffering.
I'm really...
She is suffering.
Okay, screw this all. I say, let's just go back to square one. We're just gonna redo it. Okay. Okay, come on. Just let's go back in time. We're gonna go reverse, do it all again. I see somebody in the guest box. We're not bringing up people quite yet, but I will bring you up in just a little bit.
Yes, stick around. We have some icebreaker questions we're going to do after these technical difficulties are sorted. And then after that, if you would be so kind as to stick around until after that, we will be talking to folks. So don't go anywhere.
Okay, I promise we will. I really do.
It is going to happen at some point, yes.
And I really thought that I was organized this morning. I was really proud of myself. I really was. And
Because you
now
were
I'm
directly on
disappointed.
time and everything.
I really was. I had everything charged. I had my questions ready. I was proud. Okay. It's just okay. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna wing it this morning. I don't like the questions, so we're just gonna go with this. If you had to do any dance in the world as an audition, what type of dance would you do?
Ooh, as an audition. Do I get to know like what I'm auditioning for?
It's for a Broadway show. That's what it's
For a Broadway show. Oh Christ. I mean, I guess I would do the only dance that I know how to do well, which is twerk. I don't know what role exactly would I'd land by shaking my cheeks, but I can do it well, and that is all that matters.
Okay, someday when I meet you in real life and we have maybe a few, shots, or something, you got
I'll
to
do
teach me how
that
to twerk because
fully
I
sober.
can't twerk.
I will do it
Okay,
fully sober.
I won't, so you'll have to at least give me a
I
few shots.
won't.
But after a few shots, you'll be able to get Crystal to go up and do anything silly. You'll be like, oh, all right, this is awesome. We can get her to do anything.
Not the exploitation.
No.
We can
Okay.
get her to do anything. Please.
Okay, if you had to do a TED Talk based on your favorite cartoon character, which cartoon character and what would your TED Talk be about?
Ooh, that's difficult. Okay. My favorite cartoon character. I think I think I would have to do it on Gumball from the Amazing World of Gumball. And I think the TED Talk would be about unpacking his childhood trauma. He has been through so much, and the show is so casual about him and Darwin going through things. Like that's the whole crux of the show, that they're always going through absolutely horrible things. But he needs a therapist. He needs a
I have
therapist.
not seen this. I am going to have to watch this now.
You haven't seen The Amazing World of Gumball?
No,
You're
no,
gonna love
I
it.
haven't. Okay, I'm going to watch that. It's going to be on my list of things to watch. I have not watched that. I am a big Tick fan.
Oh, Tick from what?
Um, the Tick.
The Tick?
Yeah, the Tick. It was first a cartoon, then they tried, I think not once but twice, to make it a live action television show. And
Really?
did not do so successfully.
Mm.
I liked the live action show, but it didn't go over well enough to, get future seasons. But
Oh.
the Tick is a superhero who's he's a superhero of the city. So and
Wow.
he's a tick. So like what are his powers? Like, he's a tick.
He's a tick. You don't
And
say.
he has a sidekick who is a moth, but his sidekick is actually an accountant or something during the day. And a moth when he's with the tick. But like I can't. My favorite line, and it probably won't go over well, like because you haven't watched it, but it might, because like, they're the bad guys show up and they're in a blimp,
Okay. We're off to a
and
fabulous start.
Tick looks up and he goes, "Wow, they got a blimp," and I use that line all the time. I'm just, wow, they got a blimp. Anyway, you have to watch the Tick now.
They
Because
really
I'll
sprung
watch
out the big
Gumball.
bucks for this
You
one. They got a
watch the
balloon.
Tick. It's hilarious. I love the Tick.
Well, now I
Um,
have to.
yeah, it's really good. You guys, I do have a gift goal today. They're just the J's for CrystalJae, and they're 1 coin each if you can send those up. Also, don't forget the heart me's and the team bracelets, because those help push us out. When I rank up in the team rankings, that pushes you out into the FYP. And don't forget to gift my beautiful friend and co-host and guest today, Sam. If you haven't watched Sam's lives, you
Yeah.
really should. She's so socially aware. She has a great eye and ear for the politics of today. She raises money. She's raised money for the homeless, for the California wildfires, and she's just an amazing person. Make sure you're following her, and you have to check her out when she's live, because you
I
know
will try
how
right now.
you all call me the Dark Crystal because I get spicy and I can't contain myself and I, yell at people. She doesn't do that. Like, she's so calm. So calm.
I try.
I wish I could stay as calm as she does when I'm talking to these people out on the mean streets of TikTok. Okay. What is the most unusual food that you have ever tried and you really liked it?
Okay. Let's see. I'm a very picky eater, so it's kind of difficult to say because I usually eat a lot of safe food. I wonder if this count. Does penis count?
Yes.
Okay, cock.
For this conversation, it does.
Okay, bet. Cock.
Okay.
That's it, right there.
Okay. There you go. I told you
Generally,
guys,
I'm
I
pretty
get.
safe with it.
Catholic traditionalists. This is not a debate. It's a Q&A. So you're in the wrong live. But if you follow Sam, she goes live, and she would love for you to come up on one of her shows and talk to her about her topics.
Nice.
Also, I go live Monday and Thursday with Joyful Apostate, where we do debates. You can ask your question in chat. We're not doing debates today. It's questions about Sam, about her and her beliefs and what she does. So ask your question in chat. We'll be happy to answer it for you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So an unusual food that I like that I tried on, like, I say this all the time on here. I don't really eat a lot of unusual foods. Like, but I'm willing to try things like from other countries. And I know that to Americans, anything like from other countries is like, oh, that's so wild. Like, for instance, like menudo. Growing up in California, it's just another Mexican dish, right? But if you live in Kansas and you tell somebody that menudo is tripe, they're usually like, that's so gross, So,
wait, what is that? I've never heard of that.
Menudo is a Mexican soup, and it's made with tripe and hominy, and it's really, really good. I do not like the texture of tripe. It's like intestines, but because it's kind of chewy. But the flavor of the overall soup is so good. Like, I really love the flavor of menudo. So I eat it, even though I don't like the actual texture of the tripe, but I love everything else about menudo. And then, like, I like things like, I like sushi and oysters on the half shell and things like that, but those things aren't very unusual. It's just that a lot of people, are like, ew, raw fish.
That's true. I've never personally had raw fish, and I've been very adverse to sushi for that reason. Am I missing out?
Oh, I love sushi. Oh my God, I love sushi.
I think I'm
I
missing
would
out.
suggest, if you're going to try sushi for the first time, to just get something really basic, like either the tuna or the salmon that is just on the rice. I think it's called maguro for tuna, but I don't remember what it's called for salmon. But it'll be very simple. Make sure you get a little dish. You put some soy sauce and a little wasabi, mix it up, and then dip your sushi in that. It's so good. I love the taste of seaweed, so I like the rolls, like the California rolls and stuff like that. But a lot of people who've never had sushi, the seaweed can be kind of an overwhelming taste to them.
I see.
But I love it. Spicy tempura salmon roll. Yes. Spicy mayo for the win. Oh, yes. You guys know your sushi. Yes. I love
Y'all are
sushi.
making me hungry. I did not sign up for this. Hold on. Not me having my finger hovering over Uber Eats. Let me
You
calm
guys,
down.
I'm sure that if you want, like, Sam's bio probably has a way you could tip her, so you could go pay for her
That's
lunch, okay?
true. If you want to cover my meal, because I am now desperate for a meal, Cash App and my PayPal are in my bio, please.
There you go. There
I
you
would be
go.
honored.
If somebody wants to buy Sam lunch, you could do that today. It would be really easy, and she'd be ever grateful.
Oh, I would.
Okay, so if you could have any animal, real or imaginary, as a pet, which would you choose?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So, have you seen Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
No,
Okay. So that's like the spin-off from the Harry Potter series. Fuck J.K. Rowling. But I have to admit, she makes some pretty good stories. I hate to say it, but her stories are pretty good. Now, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them follows the story of a wizard named Newt Scamander, where he is the professor of I forget like what the particular study is called, but basically he studies all of the mystical beasts, and he made the
Mm-hmm.
textbook that they follow in Harry Potter when learning about the beasts.
Oh, okay.
Now, in that movie, there are two adorable animals. I forget what they're called. One of them is like a little sprout with legs and arms. It's so cute. The other one is like really partial to gold. It kind of looks like a possum, but anything
Mm-hmm.
shiny, they love it. And they're like fluffy and brown and
Aw.
cute. I want them both so badly. They're so cute. They are so
Oh
cute.
my God, that sounds really cute. Now I'm gonna have to watch that too. I did
Yes.
know of it. I just hadn't watched it because I can't stand her. So
Real.
I just, but I could
Mm.
always pirate it, I'm sure.
That's
So,
true. Yeah,
and
I
not give her
ended up
any
watching the
money.
movies in theaters before I knew that she was, a turf.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly. Cairo, I might not be saying their name right. Karo.
Caro?
Susao. Okay, Caro wants to
Mhm.
know how much do they need to send you for you to try sushi?
Caro, you're my personal friend. If you send me money, I will show up at your house. No. Keep your money, Caro. The answer is $0 and 0 cents. No. There we go.
Okay, they said bet.
That is crazy.
uh, those little animals that everybody's into right now, the little monster looking thing. They start with an L. I don't know what they're freaking called. I
I
don't know.
have
They hang
no
them on their
idea.
purses. Somebody in chat's gonna tell me. I know it. They're these little monsters. Everybody collects them. There's long lines to get to them. They come in a little box. Let's see. Somebody has to know what I'm talking about
Are they
in
ugly?
chat. No, they're really cute, but they have these little teeth, and they're fuzzy, and I don't lubos. I knew
Oh.
labubus. I would have a labubu as
Oh.
a real pet. That would be fun. They're little. They're so cute. I don't own any labubus. I haven't gotten into the craze, but I do like seeing other people get really happy when they get their favorite.
Oh. That's so sweet.
And they're just adorable. So I would have a labubu as a pet. They're cute. Okay, if you could pick up any hobby in the world and immediately be an expert at it, what hobby would it be?
I don't know what this is called.
Yes, Lucy, it is like the wild things.
What is this called? What is this called? What is this called? Oh my gosh. Okay, basically like metalworking, because I want to be able to make jewelry from scratch. Like I don't want to have to
Ooh.
buy like jump rings and chains and stuff. I want to be able to make the chains. I want to be able to make the pendants. And realistically speaking, at my school, I could learn how to do that. Um, but I want to know how to do that so bad.
Metallurgy. Metallurgy?
Ah,
Metallurgy?
cool. Well, now I know what it's called. Thank you.
That would be really cool.
What about
I would be
you?
I would be a glass blower.
Oh my gosh. Glass blowing is so fascinating. It
Isn't
looks
it
so cool.
fascinating? It
Yes.
looks really cool. And I think people who are glass blowers, I don't know why, but in my mind, they're all badasses. They're all
Yes.
tatted. They ride motorcycle. This is just in my mind. I'm sure this is not
It's
true
your
about
head
me.
canon. It's fine. It's fine.
And I just think they're badass and they're so freaking amazing. Like, it's one thing to, like, I draw and I do graphics and stuff like that. And so I
Hmm.
love art. But to be able to make something look like they do out of glass, like, it's just crazy to me how they bend it and mold it uh, and I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. I
Like
love it.
especially like the smaller things too.
Yeah.
Like when people make glass beads, like there's this account on Instagram that makes like custom like glass beads, and then they make like fruit inspired jewelry with it, but it's so tiny. It's like the size of like
Right.
1/3 of your pinky, and they're using all these like Italian glass strips to do it. And you expect that it's gonna like not have that much detail, but then it's the most detailed thing you've ever seen in your
Right.
life.
They're
It's
so
crazy.
detailed. And like those little. Okay, so when I was growing up, I'm old, Sam. I'm very old. Okay, look at the gray hair coming in now. It
It's
took
gorgeous
almost
though.
60 years for it to come, but it's coming. Um, I used to go to Knott's Berry Farm, which is in Southern California. If you don't know, hi Ty here, how are you? And they would have a glass blow. I don't. They might even still have one. But you would go and just sit there and watch them make little tiny glass figurines and stuff. Oh, it was just so fascinating to me. And they all looked like badasses. They just do. Glass blowers always look like badass people.
They do every time.
So, okay. Okay, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you recently?
The funniest thing that's happened to me recently. Every time someone asks me like what's something interesting that's happened to me recently, it's always bad. I'm trying to think of something actually funny. And not something that's funny out of like coping and so I'm laughing to cope, but something that's actually funny. Um Oh, this is so depressing. This is so sad. I'm
It's
trying to
supposed to
think
be
of
funny.
something. I know. I'm trying. The sad thing is that I can't think of something funny.
Okay, I'll tell
Oh,
you first what happened to me,
okay.
and then maybe it'll help you think of something. I
Okay.
was doing this show the other day with Nick Graves, and this. So when people come up, like if I'm doing like I do non-believers Bible study, say on Wednesday mornings,
Yeah.
I don't let people up I don't know because we actually are going into the historicity, the Hebrew. I don't want people coming up who aren't familiar with that. I want to actually dive into the Bible. But
Right.
if I'm interviewing you guys, I don't know everybody who's going to come up because they're your followers a lot of times and stuff like that are going to come up. So I let strangers up and then, say hi. So I didn't recognize this person and I let him up, but I was like, oh, maybe they follow Nick. And so I said, hey, did you have a question for Nick today? And they go, who's Nick? And I
That's
go,
crazy.
yeah, I'm like, oh, it's the person that we're doing the Decon Q&A with. She goes, oh my God, I have rats and I use Decon and I thought this was a Q&A. She thought it was about the rat poisoning Decon.
No. No. Stop. No. Stop. I
She full on
know
was
you're lying.
serious.
There's no
She
way.
was so serious. And so we actually gave her some good, because don't use Decon, you guys. It's poison and it will kill other wild animals who eat the dead rat, okay? Owls will die, other animals will die, cats can die from it. Don't use Decon. Instead, there's a bucket you can buy at like Lowe's or Home Depot, and you put water in it, and they go into the bucket, and yeah, you can unalive them that way. But don't use Decon; it's bad for wildlife. So
Oh,
I
actually, I
did
never
get to
even
share
thought
that
about it
with
that
her.
way.
So I was able to share with her a better way of getting her out. But no, we are not. And also, I had people ask me if I was a deacon. They thought I spelt the word wrong.
Stop. No. How did this world come to? I can't do it. I can't do it. I said,
Yeah, so
Deaconess, I don't know. I think you might have spelled that incorrectly. I don't know.
yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not a deacon. I
That's
do play the
crazy.
deaconess when I'm with Joyful on his troll account, but I am not a deacon, and that doesn't say deacon.
Deacon. No, that's no. Okay, actually, that did help. Now that you've given your story, I can think of something. Okay,
Okay.
so this isn't necessarily recent, but it did happen and it was very funny. I was doing a live where I was doing like the atheist debates, and someone came up and they were talking about like the eyewitness accounts and whatnot. And they were talking about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And I was like, do you think Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John? And they said, yes. And I said, okay, where's your proof of this? And they said, the Bible. I said, they were written anonymously, so I don't see how you would come to that conclusion. And Crystal, I shit you not, I almost fell out of my chair because they said, well, open the Bible to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and you can see their names in it. And I was like, can you point me to a particular verse where we can see the signature? And they were like, yeah, so go to Matthew, like the first verse. And then I went to it and they were like, so you see the name next to the number? I was like, you're fucking lying.
Oh my God. Oh
No,
my God.
no, stop,
I can't.
no. And they were like, yeah, that doesn't count. And I dropped them. I
Oh
couldn't
my
do it.
God.
I couldn't
Oh
do
my
it.
God.
I was floored.
I can't.
It was awful.
I cannot.
It was awful. Oh, so before I dropped them though, I was like, okay, so let's take Ephesians. Do you think Ephesians wrote Ephesians? You dumb fuck. They was like they were like, yeah, probably. I blocked them. They were blocked.
Oh my God.
I couldn't do it.
No.
Yes.
That's just horrible. Oh my God.
And that person was like 20. That was a 20-year-old man. That was a 20-year-old man.
God. I mean, to be fair, I thought Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John wrote that, but if I had come up on your live and you had said, no, they're written anonymously, I'd really be quick Googling, and then I'd be like, oh shit, she's right. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not that he didn't know that, right? Because you would presume that Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were written by people named Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. What sent me was the proof was that their names were in it. That's the proof.
That's the proof. What are you talking about?
They had to have written it because their names are there. Look at the names. The names are right there, so they had to write it. No.
Exactly.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm going to bring Joyful up because that is my best buddy. So I'll bring him up. If you could have dinner with anybody from TikTok, who would you have dinner with? And you don't have to say me just because I'm adorable and I'm right here, but
well,
anybody at all.
Obviously.
Hey, Crystal, I didn't mean to come up. I'm at a thing at the library. I was tapping.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I'll drop you down. Keep tapping. We love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Tahir.
Well, anyone aside from you, obviously, of course.
Right. That's a given.
Let's see. Anyone from TikTok I have dinner with? Anyone from TikTok I have dinner with? Well, obviously celebrities don't count because there are celebrities that aren't celebrities because they're TikTokers. They're just celebrities that happen to have TikTok. Because my initial thought was Lady Gaga. But she's not a TikToker, she's Lady Gaga.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, maybe it's just because I already know them, but I really would love to know what it would be like to have dinner with Mezzo and Joel at the same time.
Right?
I think that would be chaotic as fuck.
It would be chaotic, and I don't know, like, I would have to, like, maybe run a pool before, like, I met with them to see how many times, like, have everybody place bets on how many times they would make me spit my food or choke.
That's what I'm saying. It would be hilarious. It would be
It really
hilarious. Basically wasting your entire meal with how funny it is.
Exactly. So absolutely, they would be a blast. I would also love to have dinner with Thinker just because she's smart and funny and everything. So I think there would be like great conversation there. That would be amazing.
We would definitely leave that meal knowing more than when we sat down.
Right?
For
sure. Okay. What's the last song you listened to on repeat?
Revolving Door by Tate McRae.
Oh, I'm going to have to listen to that.
It is so good. And it trended on TikTok for a while because there's a really complicated dance that only she looks good doing, and every other person who's tried to do it looked absolutely abysmal doing it, and that was why it went viral. But
Oh.
Tate McRae is like a new up and coming pop star, and typically I'm kind of like skeptical of rising stars because sometimes they're just not talented.
Yeah.
And I was scared that she would be pretty and not talented. But then I went to listen to the song when I was in New York, and I was listening to the lyrics, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a beautifully written song. I can't believe that this is only viral because of the dance. It's genuinely gorgeous. And then I fell in love with the rest of her discography over the period of 2 days.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's
I'm gonna
amazing.
have to listen to her. I probably know the song, but I just don't know who it is because if I haven't mentioned it already, I'm really freaking old, so we don't pay attention to all the details.
You did mention that a time or two. You did
I'm
mention.
I'm gonna play you the song that I've had on repeat because
Oh,
I
I'm so
wrote the
scared.
lyrics to it and it's about me. So here you go.
Oh my god.
It's a brand new day and she's back again. Get yourself a beverage. Let's get settled in. It's Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. Hey, all our favorite heathens gathered in one place.
Oh my god.
All our questions answered. Our favorite creators on display. It's Decon Q&A with CrystalJae. Hey, hey.
This is fire.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready for the fun. Decon QA with CrystalJae.
Oh, this is actually not my favorite version of it. I gave you guys the wrong version of it. That was my
But
first
even
version
that
of
was fire.
it. I have a better version of it that I like, but that is one of the ones I've had on repeat because I was like, I want to have a little song for my show. So I wrote some lyrics and then I used, a music app to do the music for me. And yeah, and so I kept listening to, but that's what I've had on repeat. But that's just because I've been working on the show. So
Wait, you wrote the lyrics?
yeah, I wrote the lyrics.
Multi-talented?
Yeah, I was like, I want a little theme song for my show. By the way, the reason I did it was because Cyber Deconstruction had a theme song, and I was like, I want a theme song. I need a theme song.
Where's my theme song?
Right? So I wrote down some lyrics, and then I used a music app and made a song. But yeah, so that one and the other version. I'll play the other version a little bit later if I can find it on my iPad. Finding things is difficult. Okay, let's see. If you could only use one emoji for the rest of your life, which one would you choose?
Oh, how could you ask me such a question? Oh my gosh. I'm in college. I haven't received a harder question in my life. This is crazy.
Tahir would go nuts because yesterday on Discord, we only could use one emoji for some reason, and it was driving Tahir crazy. She was like, we gotta fix this. I need more emojis.
Gosh. Only one emoji? No!
Hey, Fulsey, thanks for listening. Don't work too hard.
Okay, I think, and I'm going to put it in the chat because it's hard to describe.
Okay.
This one. I think that one.
Oh, yes.
Because it's good for when you're sad. It's good for when something is funny. It's a versatile emoji. Hi, Faith.
That's
But
true.
even if that were the case and I did end up having to use one emoji, I think I'd cry. Like actual tears. I would.
Tahir says, not Crystal calling me out. Everybody put theirs in the chat. I want to see what you guys would put. I'm going to tell you right now that if you guys can't figure out what my emoji is, what are we doing? It would be...
Yes.
I think it also fits for everything.
It does. You want to tell someone thank you? Fuck you. You want to tell someone
Oh,
fuck you? Fuck
life
you. You know what
beyond
I
belief
mean?
did the cross. That's
That's really funny.
that's hilarious. Okay, what's a random fact you know that would totally impress people?
A random fact that I know. I think impress people is kind of, hmm. Impress. I think impress is not the word, but I think a fact that not many people know um is that bottom surgery for trans women is not like just chopping off the appendage, which a lot of people think they just, and also if they did chop it up, where how would they close that up? How, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, the idea that when trans women get bottom surgery, they just chop off their penis is wholly inaccurate. The penis and the vagina are very similar anatomically. And they basically, in the most crude way I can imagine, they kind of just reverse it. So they, all the tissue that's there, they're still gonna use most of it. And they borrow skin from usually the thigh, and they basically just reconstruct what's already there. They don't really add anything. But not many people know that.
You know, I Googled it once because I wanted to know. I wanted to
Same.
know the truth about it instead of getting it. And so then then I had to make sure to tell my children, hey, by the way, if I pass away, I just want you to know I was just looking. Okay, I'm just looking things up because your mom's has to know things. Okay,
I need to be informed. Don't worry about
I
it.
have to be
Okay.
informed, but they're used to me now. They're like, we know. We're not. We're just erase everything on my hard drive. Don't even go through it. It'll be confusing. I'm all over the place. My research often has nothing to do with me in real life. It's just my curiosity about everything. I'm curious. I want to know things. So I have to look these things up. Well, if we're going to talk about that, then I have another one. If you ever have to have reconstruction on your lip and you are a woman, a lot of times they will use your labia to help you.
Really?
So your lips can help
Your
with
lips.
plastic surgery on your lips.
Tr-
So
You know what?
That's
That's poetry.
yes, right? And
That's poetry.
it's
Mm.
cool
That's
because
really
you can
cool.
kiss either one of those lips. So
Bro!
right?
Bro.
So yeah, there's my fact. So you guys, now is the time that if you would like, you can come up and ask Sam all your questions. Let's get in the box and come up. If you are shy and you're like, I don't want to come up, I feel uncomfortable, or I don't have a mic, you can ask them in chat too. Also, let me check the YouTubes. I got to turn down the volume now, otherwise we'll hear ourselves play back and see. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, why is it showing cyber deconstruction? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Wilkenstoke. Hey, J Cal. Hey, Jag Burns. How are you? So we do have some friends over on YouTube. If you guys have questions this morning on YouTube, please go ahead and type them out. I will be happy to read them out. You can do the Discord call if you want. It just comes through on my iPad, but you won't really be able to hear Sam and
I mean,
like
worst come to
her
worst, I can do what Joel has me do, even though I hate it, and I
and
can
jump
hop in
over.
Discord. Yeah, I can hop in.
Okay. But yeah, so let me know. Good morning, Tahir. How are
Good
you?
morning. Good.
Hey,
How's
my
it going?
love.
Hi, Sam. So I do have a question, and feel free to say it's too personal, but I know that you're going to school right now. Do you feel comfortable sharing what you're going to school for?
Yes, I'm going to school for art and education. Thank you for asking. I want to be an art professor when I leave. And I'm also going to have to pursue my master's afterward for education. So I'm trapped here for another 2 years. But I'm really excited about it. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, absolutely. That's super cool. You're
I
definitely
am really
in it.
jealous. That is
Yeah.
what I wanted to go to school for, but I didn't get to go to school. So I wanted I wanted to go all the way through and get a doctorate in arts just so I could be a doctor, but not a medical doctor. And I
That's
could
very Crystal.
That's
and
real.
piss off my parents at the same time because I wouldn't be a medical doctor, but I'd still
But
be
you are a doctor.
right? Like I that's what my dream was, but that didn't happen, unfortunately. But I'm an
but
artist, so
wait. You know what? This is so funny actually, because the church cult that I went to in Vegas,
Whoa.
the pastor and his wife declared themselves doctors, so everyone had to call them doctors. So
Declared themselves.
yeah. Crystal, I declare you a doctor. Dr. CrystalJae.
Yes,
I can't
finally.
do stolen valor though. I know how hard it is that people who work for their doctorate, and if I didn't
it's
earn
true.
it, I don't want to take it. So,
Aw.
but thank you. Thank you. You
100%.
can call me. You could call me like a wannabe doctor.
Oh no.
WD.
Oh, no.
WD, that's funny.
Yeah, we'll just call me WD.
Right. That is so funny. But other than that, though, I just wanted to let you know, Sam, how much I appreciate having you in, the decon space and the political space and the LGBTQ, advocacy space, because I think it's really important to have people who are like really knowledgeable but really patient. And I sometimes watching you in your lives, I don't know how you do it. Like, you are literally a
Child, me neither.
saint. Like hats off to you, because somebody's got to do it, and you are a great one for it.
Thank you so much. That means the world. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Honestly, you guys have to watch it, because people will say sometimes the most abhorrent things, and I would be going off, and Sam will just be like, did you really just say
Yeah.
that?" Just like, how does she stay so calm? I would be cussing them out by now.
And I also think too, like, that's why Sam and Mezzo are a good mix, because they both have that thing where it's like, if you like get under their skin, they're gonna make you feel dumb. They're not gonna insult you necessarily, calling you names. They're gonna put you in your place. Yeah.
Joel, I'll never forget the
Joel
first time he
doesn't
called somebody a piece of shit fuckface. And the way he did, if you guys never saw the original time that Joel called somebody a piece of shit fuckface, it is the best video ever. He should really, I don't know if he's made a little clip of it or not, but if I can find it, I'll make a clip and post it. But here's what he did. He goes, "So you're just a piece of shit fuckface, huh?" And then what he kept doing was changing the emphasis of where he would say it. So he would go, "So you're a piece of shit fuckface. So you're a piece of shit fuckface." So he just kept changing the emphasis over and over again, and it was just, comedic, golden.
Wait,
so
do you
that was the
have
first
that
masterpiece.
clip? Can I please have that clip?
If I can find it for you, I will. I'll ask Joel if he has clipped it or whatever. But it's priceless. It
You
really
said that
is.
was
Like,
the first time or just a time?
to my knowledge, that was the very first time he did that.
Okay,
And
because
then
I was
after that-
wondering where it came
That's
from.
where it was born.
Yeah, that was where it was born, and it was amazing. It was just amazing.
It's the best thing. It's the perfect way to describe them. It really is. But I'm going to go ahead and drop back down. It was a pleasure.
You can stay up if you want, if you have more questions. I don't have anybody in the box, but while we're waiting for somebody to join, if you have more questions, you can feel free to ask Sam. If you have a question for Sam, come on up, request up. If you're too scared ask it in the chat. Ask your questions in the chat. We'll read it out for her. Also, if you have questions on YouTube, feel free to type them in the chat and I will read them out for Sam right there. Did you have anything else, Tahir?
Yeah,
No
I was
pressure.
kind of curious. Like,
Okay.
how did you like get involved in like going live with Mezzo and Joel? Because I don't even think I know that.
Okay, I love this story so much. One day, I was just doing an unassuming atheist live, and I'm about to end stream, and Mezzo hops in my guest request, and I've never seen him before or anything, and I let him up. I'm thinking he's going to be an op, and then he introduces himself, and nobody asked, right? he comes up, and he's like, "Hi, my name's Mezzo. I do atheist debates. I'm a pretty cool guy. I think you should follow me." I was
The most Mezzo thing.
And I was like, just because you had the hubris to do this, I'm gonna give you the follow. And then I saw him pop on my For You page the next day, and I requested, and we debated together. And he was like, "This is my friend Joel. You should follow each other." And I was like, okay. And then ever since then, we've just been hopping on each other's lives.
That's awesome.
I love it.
I love it. I love when
Yeah.
you're up there. I love the way you like balance it out. There's a little bit too much testosterone with just those two boys. Okay.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
And I love how your dryness fits right in with their comedy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like you'll just say something so dry in the like
And it's usually
killed
very
it.
nasty.
You know,
It's
I was
usually
actually gonna say,
disgusting.
I was gonna say, I like how you bring Joel out of his box, but maybe you just go in his box with him.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I just like very temporarily open the box so I can stand beside him in the box, and then everything starts to devolve from there.
I think so.
I don't know if Joyful accidentally requested to Joyful. Let me know if that was another accident or if you are available now. Okay. I didn't want to assume. Also, I like how sometimes you just put Joel in his place.
That's true. I do that sometimes. Sometimes he says something cringe, and people need to know that it was cringe, okay? And by people, I mean him. He needs to know that it was cringe.
That's right.
Can you guys imagine Joel if he didn't have Sam? Where would he be?
That's what I'm
Right?
saying. And I'm so glad you say that. My gosh.
He has no idea. Good morning, Joyful.
Good morning. How are you?
Today? Doing good.
I'm here.
You have questions
you.
for Sam today?
Yeah, I didn't get to catch a whole lot of the interview, but I have seen you around, Sam, and I was just wondering, like, so did you like grow up in church?
I did, unfortunately. I did. I grew up Baptist, like Mezzo. And my experience in the church was actually pretty nice, but that's just because I wasn't being taught the bad parts. So, for me, especially in like the Black Baptist church, it was singing and dancing and food and events and stuff, and I loved that part. But then, I also realized that the people around me had views that I didn't know they had until I got older, like being homophobic or like believing in quote unquote traditional family values that usually subjugates the woman and pedestals the man. And then even then that ends up hurting the man too, because they're expected to be like emotionally unavailable and stoic. And their like emotional needs aren't even really acknowledged. And then the woman is expected to do all of the emotional labor for herself and the children. But I didn't know all of that until I got older. And then when I got older, I was like, oh, that's gross. Ew.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
gross. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, I grew up Baptist as well.
You poor
So
soul.
I get what you're saying. As I got older and when I was a preacher, it was all Reformed Baptist. So it was a little different than traditional Baptist, but still along the same line. So I was still teaching people the same gross shit. So yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You were a preacher?
Yeah, I was an associate pastor for 10 years.
Wow. What was that like, if you don't mind sharing?
Oh, it was something. I had a lot of different views than a lot of people. Like, I did a lot of the childcare and stuff.
I see.
Because I didn't feel like that should all sit on my wife and things like that. Whereas, like, the other pastors in our church is kind of were more like the woman should be like making dinner and doing all the chores around the house, and the man worked all day, even if they just sat in an office or whatever.
Oh, I see.
And so there was a difference for me in that way, but yeah, I used to teach a lot of like Calvinistic views and stuff that were really shitty.
Oof. I see.
And very homophobic as well.
So then, wait. Actually, I've never asked this. Crystal, were you in the church too?
Oh, yes. I grew up Methodist. And then
Oh.
when I was an adult, I started going to non-denominational church with my kids and stuff. But eventually we went to a Quaker church. So I was Methodist and Quaker.
Wow. Oh my gosh. What was being Quaker like? I've never met someone who was Quaker.
So a lot of people mix up Quakers with like Mennonites and Amish. They're not like that
Yeah.
at all. They believe in technology. They don't wear outfits and stuff. We dress just like normal people and stuff. But Quaker is a very pacifist and very Bible-oriented denomination. Yeah, like Quaker Oats, but we don't dress like that.
Like
That's why
Quaker
people
Oats.
think we dress like that, because the guy on the Quaker Oats things. But
That's really funny.
but we don't dress like that, or we didn't dress like that. So very pacifist. They do not believe. For instance, the son-in-law of the pastor once told me that if there ever was a home invasion and somebody came and threatened his entire family, he would not do anything. He would just acquiesce, because he believes that they would automatically go to heaven. But if he did anything to harm the intruder, that person would not have a chance at salvation. So they believe firmly in no pew-pews, no going to war. They all get out of the draft because they don't believe in war. Most of the time, they are not police officers or anything like that. There were some in our church that were police officers, but because of pew-pews, they don't usually hold those kind of positions, because they don't believe in violence in any form.
Wow. Okay. So you had me at the end in the beginning, and then you lost me in the middle, because what do you mean?
He
That's
was
not.
like, they could unalive my entire family. I wouldn't stop them, because my
Wow.
family is going to heaven.
Oh.
I taught the same thing.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Holy shit. My gosh. Did that not like take a toll on either of you?
I personally, I think I've said it before. I think that my entire life I've been deconstructing this religion. I just didn't know what deconstructing was. I didn't know that, asking these questions. So personally, when people said things like that, I was like, that's good for you, but that don't work for me. I believe, I don't believe in violence either, but I don't believe protecting my family is violence. I
Exactly.
believe it's just defense. And so personally, I'm protecting my family. You come at my kids, you're going to have to go through me. That's all I have to say. And I will do everything in my power, whether it's using a pew-pew or not. I'm going to protect my family.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it wasn't. It wasn't so like I was so brainwashed that I felt like that was a badge of honor that I was willing to do that. And
Ah,
now it weighs on me quite a bit that I ever thought that. Um, like that's just crazy to me that I was ever that far gone.
damn.
But yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to me too. Like when Joyful and I are talking the things uh that like I will have to say there are things that he and I both thought a lot about alike. Like for instance, he will tell you that he thought about the Isaac incident in the Bible, if you will, where his
Oh
dad was going to
yeah.
unalive him, and he hoped that one day he could do that, right? You know, if God called him to, right? Joyful, am I saying that incorrectly? You were
no,
hoping that
that's
you.
correct. I told my wife on many occasions I hope that I have the faith to let one of my kids go if that's what God wants. Yep.
Wow.
And on my end, I felt I was one of those Christians who was like, God would never ask me to actually do that, but instead He wants me to like symbolically, sacrifice my children to Him, and so. Um, there was a Keith Green song called "I Pledge My Head to Heaven for the Gospel," and that was my anthem, and it basically tells you you're going to pledge your spouse, you're going to pledge yourself, you're going to pledge your children to heaven for the gospel. And I loved that song, but I really think I was in denial about that he would ever ask somebody to actually unalive their child.
Oh my gosh. So I think those are two very interesting perspectives, but regardless,
You got muted. Did you get a call? Maybe she got a call. We'll give her just a second. While you guys are here, please tap that screen. I have been live for an hour now. If we can get those taps up to 25,000 as quickly as possible, really appreciate it. And you guys, I only need 6 more subscribers to hit that magic 50, and I have people waiting to gift out subscriptions. So if you haven't subscribed, it's less than a cup of coffee a month. You are subscribed to Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, the NFL Premium Channel, which sucks, by the way, and Corn Hub, and you can get corn for free. What are you doing? Cancel those subscriptions and then come subscribe to small creators like myself, like 𝖘.𝖒, Joyful, and Sam here, and pretty soon Tahir, because Tahir is going to be doing some amazing stuff pretty soon too. So subscribe to us, save money, and get more bang for your buck, okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Sam, you kind of muted up there for a minute at the end there, so I don't know if we caught everything you said.
oh, yeah, I got a phone call. I think it was trying to
Okay.
remind me that I need to go pick up my Zoloft. But
Oh, okay.
but I was gonna say, I know this is supposed to be like technically an interview for me, but I really love hearing about other people's perspectives and how they ended up leaving the church if they were ever a part of it. So if you don't mind me asking, this is to you, and also to Joyful, and also to hear if you don't mind. But what was that moment for you, or maybe series of moments that made you realize that it was probably time to dip from the church?
There was a couple of things for me personally that happened, and like I said, I feel like I was deconstructing all along, but I just didn't know it. But I talk about it in a couple of my pinned posts. I won't go into how one realizing that people in church didn't actually believe everything, and I did. So I was
Oh
like, wait,
no.
you mean that people don't really believe God can do anything? I believe God can do anything, and these people actually don't believe that. That's wild to me when I started to understand that. But My father, who was a devout Christian and a really, really good man. Like, I know there's devout Christians who are shitty people. My dad was not one of them. He was pro LGBTQIA. He was the Methodist Church in around the 80s started a thing called Open Arms, open hearts, open minds, open doors, meaning that everybody is welcome, and that was their way of reaching out to the LGBTQIA and telling them they were not going to hate them. They allow women to be pastors. So they were trying to be a more inclusive church, and that's who my father was, an inclusive, loving man. And he had a severe heart attack that needed a triple bypass, and he had unalived on the table for 7 minutes, and they had to resuscitate him. And he said, nothing happened. God didn't come for me. He wasn't there. I think I'm going to hell. I think that he forgot me. And it just broke my heart, because I was like, how can an all-loving God forget my dad? My dad was my uncle. He took me in. So it was really heartbreaking to me to watch this man tear up and have, and cry because he thought God had forgotten him when he unalived. So that one made me think, wait, if my dad didn't see anything, and I trust him more than all the stories I can read about people who say they saw something when they unalived, I trust him more. Like, maybe there's nothing, when we unalive. So that got me wondering about that, you know what I mean? And then my son went off to college, and he came home and said, I'm an atheist. And
Real as fuck.
he is literally one of the smartest people in the world I know, okay? You guys think that Justin is, but you haven't met my son yet. So he's very, very, very smart. He went to MIT. He got 3 degrees at MIT.
Wow.
He's really, really smart. And to have somebody that I know is that intelligent telling me, like, I don't believe this stuff anymore. It made me go, wait, if this is somebody that I trust and he's like really super smart, like maybe I'm the one who's wrong, and it made me question everything. Like, I tell people, like, in the moment, I think I was a little narcissistic, because I was like, wait, so you think I talk to like an invisible friend? I was like, what? And he was so sweet about it all, because I was like, but I've had words from God for you, and what about the time that God told us this and it really happened, or, whatever. And he told me, Mom, I think that you are smarter than you know, and that you give God credit for the things that you tell me.
That's so sad. But that's also beautiful.
It
That he
was.
managed
It
to
made me
say it in a
real.
way that gave you like agency.
Yeah.
That's
He was
beautiful.
like, I think it's you. It's you who tells me these things. You're just giving God credit for something that you are telling me, and and basically you should stop doing that. Stop giving God
He
credit
said,
for that
Mom,
shit.
I need you to stop.
Yeah, it's not God, Mom, it's you.
Yeah.
So, but Joyful Ty here. Why did you guys share?
So my wife left the faith back around 2017.
Mm-hmm.
And that I was actually in the middle of a church plant at that time. So that kind of caused some turmoil for sure. And so we went through that for a long time, where we just kind of wouldn't talk about it, because she went from believing to like, I am an atheist. This does not make like
Oh,
whatever.
just straight up, not even agnostic, just no.
Yeah, she just went straight from one to the other, and within the matter of like 3 or 4 months. Like, she didn't
Oh,
grow up
wow.
in the faith though. She came to the faith as a like late teen.
Oh, I see.
and and then she left, and so there was a lot of turmoil there between me and her, especially since we had kids, and my ideals were not hers. And she was
Yeah.
always very like left leaning with her politics, even in the church, which me and her disagreed on. And I have two brothers that are pastors too, and my dad is a pastor, and so I have a like a lot of influence also that helped keep like back up my position.
Mm.
And then my daughter came out as a lesbian in 2021, and that was really hard for me. And there was a lot of conversations between me and my wife at that point because the kind of rhetoric I had about the LGBTQ and stuff was problematic. And I loved my daughter dearly, so I was trying to rationalize having my view and still holding the same love for my daughter,
Right.
especially as a Calvinist, because I believe that God makes everybody exactly how he wants them. Everything is predestined.
Yeah.
So my daughter was predestined, and people that live this lifestyle are going to hell. So God predestined somebody I love dearly for hell.
Exactly.
So then I'm trying to reconcile that. Like, I'm worshiping a God that made my daughter for hell. And then between that and my wife just constantly bombarding me with questions like we ask people in our lives.
W. Holly.
And never being able to come up with an answer. Like, I have the same answers the people on these lives have. And that's, like, why I can navigate these conversations so well, is because this was me. Like, I get it. I was having these same arguments for 5 years with my wife. And then one day it was just like, this just isn't. It just, like, clicked. Like, wow, this just isn't true. None of it is. And then from there, like, I'd read the Quran, read into Buddhism, Hinduism, and none of it really made sense.
Oh my gosh. So, in like the most literal sense, you are the people that you talk to, or were
Yep.
rather.
Yep.
Wow. That must be really helpful when you're debating. Because I imagine for people that maybe haven't been where you were, it can be really easy to get super frustrated with people.
Yes. Yeah. Like, it, like, when people say things about, like, they're willing to sacrifice their children or whatever for God, like,
Yeah.
it disturbs me, but more on a personal level, I'm like, man, I was once this. Like, it pushes me to want to help them people more. Like, be like, listen to yourself. Like, I used to say the same shit and it's gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real as fuck.
Tahir, did you want to tell your story?
Yeah, mine's a lot shorter. So the previous church cult that I mentioned that I was in Vegas, I was involved when I was 16, and like previous to that, I had like pseudo relationships with girls and like feelings that I might be interested in girls, but I was never really. I don't know. It just growing up in the environment that I grew up in, it was never something that was like encouraged to explore. And so I was in this church, a part of this church in Vegas, and like my whole family lived there, and then they went back to Michigan, and I decided to stay. And so I was living with my aunt, my uncle, and going to this church. And there's a lot of problematic stuff that I saw, but what really did it for me was Tumblr was big then, and I was on Tumblr, and I somehow, maybe not on accident, stumbled into the the LGBT side of Tumblr,
Somehow.
and yeah, fell in love with Tegan and Sarah, And I was like, okay, so, I'm going to church 4 times a week and, all the stuff that comes with that. But I'm having lustful thoughts about Deacon and Sarah. So I was like, I think I'm gay. And so I asked my aunt, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, this is kind of how I'm feeling. And, I felt like this before. And I think that I might be gay. Like, what should I do about it? And she goes, you just have to pray. Just pray to God and he'll fix it. And I was like, ain't no way.
He'll
Ain't
fix
no
it is
way.
crazy.
Yeah. And so at that point, it was like the whole illusion was shattered because I was like, this is something that I've been dealing with my whole life, with and without, Christianity and faith and whatnot. I don't see any possible way that a prayer could simply fix, all of this that's supposed to be a problem. And so after that, I aborted and went back to Michigan. And then I, still to cope because, like everybody's got some form of religion in their DNA, somehow. And so, I don't want to be on the weird side of the people who, don't believe, like the outsiders. So I found my way to cope, and it was the whole, my God, wouldn't hate me for that. My God wouldn't make, me loving somebody wrong and, send me to hell for that. And I had this own version of God that I used to cope with everything. And one day I stumbled into atheist Sunday school with Mezzo, and I at first my instinct was to scroll past because I was like, oh, atheist, like gross
You,
kind of thing. And but then, something in me was like, wait, why was that my reaction? What is this atheism about? And I went back up and watched it, and through that conversation I was like, wow, this is spot on. And so like I kept watching, and then I ended up following Joel through Mezzo, of course, and then he had a guest on there, and it was like you could tell that he was talking to this person to the point where they like were almost, past that threshold, but it was so clear that the fear was holding them back. And then that to me really hit because I was like, that is the only thing that I'm clinging to at this point is the fear of like, hell and, like, what if I don't believe and then I was wrong? And what if I'm wrong that God, thinks it's okay that I'm this way? What if I'm just, coping with the fact that what I'm doing is actually wrong? And so then at the end of that episode, Joel plugged the Deconstruction Junction and I joined. And yeah, that's basically how I comprehended what deconstruction was. Because like Crystal said, I had kind of been working towards it over time and not realizing that's what it was. But yeah, so I credit the community 110%.
That's awesome.
And now she's amazing. She is mods for everybody, and she helps us in the Discord, and she runs Saturday shenanigans every other Saturday, and she's going to be doing a podcast. And so we've created a monster is what we've done.
Sure did. I go full force on everything. You guys did this.
I will tell you, I'm probably the only straight person up here because my guests are not. But for me, the LGBTQIA community actually had a lot to do with my deconstruction too, because I was a mom and I had friends who were in the community and I loved my friends, right? And they would tell me things like, well, I knew since I was very young or what have you, right? And so as a mom, I was like, wait, I don't care what the Bible. See, I was always in this cognitive dissonance, if you will. Like, I do not care what the Bible says. This is what I say, right?
Yeah.
So I was already a lukewarm Christian, if you will. Jesus was going to spew me out of his mouth anyway. But when my children were old enough to understand what LGBTQIA community was about, and I was able to talk to them about it, I would tell them, like, listen, I know that you're taught this about that community because of our Christian upbringing or whatever, but I'm going to tell you this, that I believe with all my heart that if God is this loving God, and if we believe that no degree, we're not debating today. I don't know why I brought you up. We're not debating. Then I want you to know this, that God I believe is love. And if I unalive and I get to heaven and he says to me, Crystal, did you love that community? I'm going to tell him yes. And if he asks me why, I'm going to say, because I believed that I should err on the side of love, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you, like, I believe that's what you would want me to do, God, because you're like supposed to be love. So that's what I'm going to do. So I would tell them, you're not allowed to bully them. You're not allowed, you are the one to defend them. Do you understand? These are going to be your friends. You are never to judge them, you know? And I, well, I guess it was a good thing I did that, because only one of them is straight and his wife is not. So, so at least they knew they could come to me when it was time to tell me. They knew like I would be 100% okay with it, and that I would love them. And that's all I ever wanted them to know. That I wanted them to know that you can come to me with anything and I will love you. And even if it's this, even if
I had a feeling the reveal was gonna be, so not only were they the friends, but it was them.
It was them. It was them all along. We have a question in chat. It says, when you guys have a moment, how do you deal with generational trauma involving religion? So I'm going to let Sam go first on that, since you are the guest.
Well, I think that my situation is kind of unique, because my mother is abusive. So I don't really have a great emotional tie to her. My little sister, whom I love very much, is still being raised by my mother. And she has told me, she's 15, that she believes in God and she has found hope and whatnot in God. And I know for a fact that she couldn't have read the Bible if that is what she thinks. Because I know her heart, and I know that if she knew that God had done all the things that he supposedly has done in the Bible, then she would not have the heart to follow him. So what I'm currently reckoning with is less severing ties with my mom or my father. My father passed when I was 13, and he was allegedly Muslim, but he never really told me about like his ties to religion. So generational trauma when it comes to religion is not something that I'm dealing with personally. What I'm worried is that that generational trauma will have skipped me because I no longer associate with my mom, and that it will pass on to my little sister. What I would say if you were in a similar situation is, as much as it might hurt, whatever you need to do to make sure that your family is going to end up being safe and sound is what should be done. And if that includes asking your family members questions, trying to get them to think about their faith instead of having them blindly follow it, even if that conversation is going to be uncomfortable, do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to like it. But it's better that she knows now than have her put all of her faith and trust in this God, and then she becomes like 20 or 21, and then she realizes that he's actually not there for her, because that's how generational trauma continues, and you want to break the cycle.
Absolutely. Tahira Joyful, did you want to?
Yeah, like for me, the way I deal with it in a couple different ways. One, because I have two LGBTQ kids, like there have to be heavy boundaries with my family, with in regards to my children, and so like my kids know the truth about how I feel about religion. My kids have been through Catholic school, even after I'm one of them still in Catholic school. Because I think exposure to it between the family and that is fine, because they're going to be exposed to it. When they have questions, I can answer and fill them. And kind of during these developmental parts of their lives, we can have these discussions a little bit. So I think it's important to leave some leeway there for my family to talk to them, as long as it isn't anti-LGBTQ. The second it's anti-LGBTQ, they are shut down, and that's over. You're not going to talk to my kids, I guess. I don't know. And for me, I think I have my own boundaries because of different things, dealing with depression and things like that. And my parents don't believe, or they do not believe in therapy. I see a therapist. My daughter sees a therapist. So like, there are a lot of issues that I've had to set up boundaries, but I still have those hard discussions with them, with my dad, with my brothers, because it is important. It is important because they have kids, and I don't want to see my nieces and nephew go through some of the pain I did. I prayed the gay away for 30 some years. And it's not fun. It's horrible. And I'm married happily in a heterosexual relationship, because I'm bi, but just being able to accept who I am has relieved a big part that causes depression. You know what I mean? So I think it's important that I stand up for what's right within my family, but I also think it's important to have certain boundaries with them as well.
Absolutely. I just want to say, it's been in the chat. Secular therapy is amazing. You can look up on recoveringfromreligion.com, but also my daughter recently showed me psychologytoday.com. You can find secular therapists there as well. I am medicated and I go to therapy to help, and there is generational religious trauma in my family for sure. I think that one of the things that helped was that I broke that line. You know, my kids are not Christians anymore. They all have different ways that they look and believe on things, but it's not Christianity anymore. And so I'm grateful for that. So I think that was one of the things that helped, was that I've always been very open with my children, and I allow them to be that way with me. They have always been able to question my authority, come to me with literally, they could tell me, like, I would tell them, I would give them boundaries. Like, let's say we were arguing, we were, in the heat of things. I would tell them it's probably not best in the heat of things to correct me or tell me something, but afterwards you can come to me and say to me, Mom, I didn't like the way you talked to me, or I didn't agree with you, but we were fighting and you were upset. And so they've always had a very open relationship with me. And because of that, I was able to also tell them, look, I don't believe in this shit anymore, and here's why. And I think that at first everybody was shocked, because I was the most Christian of the family. I was the one making everybody go to church and youth group, and I was the Bible study teacher, the Sunday school teacher, the youth group minister, pastor, whatever. So I was the one that was doing all this to begin with. So I broke it in my little family here, but the generational trauma is something that I'm literally working through for me, because the things I've learned about myself through the deconstruction community on how harmful these beliefs are, that even if you're a supporter of the LGBTQIA community, if you grew up in the church, there's still stuff I need to deconstruct about that. That I think I'm an ally, but am I an ally all the time? Like, or are there things I still need to learn that I have to deconstruct and be better at and learn about? And I'm learning those things, and I'm open to those things. One of the things I've learned that was the hardest was to do a lot more listening and a lot less talking. Just sitting in lives, listening to people in the LGBTQI community, or in the Black community, or, you know what I mean? Like, to listen to these people and shut up and don't say anything.
And
Just
you know what?
listen.
I'm so glad you brought that up because a lot of allies don't know that a large part of allyship is not talking. People need to understand that more. We don't need your 2 cents in everything. And it's hard to give your 2 cents when you are not a part of the community yourself.
Right?
So some of the best things you can do is being quiet and not talking and shutting the fuck up. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that you recognize that because a lot more harm than good can be done if you talk about something that you don't fully understand and you allow whatever you just said to spread and then more people believe it.
As a man,
Oh,
I
I
just
love
want
that. I'm sorry. Hang on, Joyful. Rabbi Hannah put in the comments. Wait, WAIT. Why am I talking? I love that. I'm sorry, Joyful. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I am a firm believer as a man that it is not my place to speak on the AB topic unless it's with another man that is loudly proclaiming something.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's a man's place to do that. I just wanted to say that while we were on the topic.
And I fully agree, and I'm glad because women don't want to watch men debate with each other about whether or not they should have a right.
Right, right. And I think that goes for so many things, like, and for all of you who are deconstructing Christianity, just believing in that God is only one part of your deconstruction. Christianity is a bigoted, racist, misogynistic religion. And if you've been involved in it for any amount of time, you now, after you stop believing in that God, you need to deconstruct those bigoted beliefs that you were taught, especially if you were indoctrinated in since you were a child like I was. I don't want to be a bigot or a racist. I don't want to be those things. And I hopefully am not, but I am open to people telling me, Crystal, what you just said, that wasn't okay. And you need to take a step back or whatever. And then I need to reflect on myself and think about what I'm doing, what I'm saying. I learn words all the time that people are like, that's not something you should say. Don't say that word. That's not a good word. And this is what it means, and so I learn all the time that this religion has affected me deeper than I know. And what I want in my heart might not match what I was taught since I was a child, if that makes sense.
Hey, Crystal, I've got to drop down. I have
Okay.
some things I need to do. But Sam, it was nice to actually talk to you. I've seen you around, and I
Nice talking
appreciate
with you too.
Sam, you need to join us as a co-host.
Do I?
Yeah, she should join us one time, Joyful.
Yes, she should.
I would be
Yeah,
honored.
for sure. Just DM me when will work. I go live Mondays and Thursday evenings. So just DM me and we'll set up a time, and yeah, you can co-host with us.
Bet.
That would be so fun.
Thank you for having me up, Crystal.
Joyful, I love you. Have a good day.
Bye, Joyful.
You guys, W for Joyful in the chat and make sure you're following him. We go live every Monday and Thursday night for Christian debates, and that's when you can see Joyful and Dark Crystal. If you have questions for Sam, please put your requests in the box. I see a lot of great people out there, and I know you guys got questions. Ghost of Christian Past, Granny, JD, some of you get up here and ask your questions. Don't be shy. We'll make you feel comfortable. Algo, get up here. What are you doing? Dishonored, get up here. Come ask your questions. We're having a good time this morning. It's a beautiful Sunday. We are at 21,000 likes. Thank you so much. You guys I watch you guys tap your butts off for other people. Can we get me to 25,000? I think we can do it. Also, I'm looking for 6 more subbies. So if you haven't subscribed, it is less than a cup of coffee a month. Please consider doing so today, because I have people wanting to gift the chat. They're begging me to get those last 6 in. Hi, Dishonored. How are you today?
I'm doing mighty fine. How about yourself?
Doing good. Did you have a question for Sam this morning?
Yeah, I do. So like, do you believe in a God?
No,
All right. So, what makes you not believe in a God?
because there is no evidence for one.
All right. Well, so basically, you're saying like, where did God come from, or if there's no
I
Yeah,
think
evidence?
not
this guy
even.
wants to debate, Crystal.
Oh, are you here to debate? Because we're just here for question and answers.
No, that's what I'm here for. I'm just here. Like,
Do you believe in a God?
me personally, yes.
Do you believe in the Christian God?
Uh, Jesus Christ, yes.
Okay. Well, we don't, and we're talking to Sam today, and we're asking her questions, but we're not here to debate about it. But if you do want to debate, Sam goes live. You should give her a follow, and she loves to have Christians come up on her show and talk to her about their beliefs, the Bible, all kinds of things. So if you want, you can do that. But otherwise, we're just asking her about her life, her show, and so forth. So
Well, can I ask you a question right quick?
sure.
Well, what's with the crystals? Can you explain it to
My
me?
name is Crystal.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
It's just that simple. My name's Crystal. So,
Okay. I mean, I support it. That's why we ask questions and we get answers.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Well,
Um,
thank you for coming up. I
you're
appreciate you. You
welcome.
have a good day.
Crystal, I did kind of want to touch on the question about generational trauma. I
Yes,
don't know if the
absolutely.
person's still in
Please.
here, but I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna
they are.
okay, I was gonna say for me, it's a little bit different because I come from a Native American background, and so my generational trauma goes back to when like the natives were put into like those Catholic schools and like all the stuff that happened there. So what my generational trauma, like breaking that, has just come down to a breaking the cycle, like recognizing all the like unhealthy things that have come from all of that, all the toxic things, and like telling myself I'm not going to perpetuate those things for myself, for my, my immediate family, like my kids and all of that. I don't have kids yet, but eventually, but also too, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. And so that's also been, trying to change those things for my siblings as well. And so like breaking the, anti-LGBT rhetoric of the family and, some of those kinds of things, providing a safe place for like my siblings to come to. And, if they are having thoughts and feelings that break the mold, making sure that I'm a safe place for them to come to. And I've really seen that be fostered, and that like after me, one of my sisters came out as bisexual. My youngest sister came out as a lesbian. And so those are things that were like not to be talked about in the family, and not even just my siblings, like cousins and my aunt. Like it's like you provide like an example of a way that the norm can be broken, and that gives other people the courage to do that as well. So that's been one of the big things for me. But then also kind of like with Joyful, where my boundaries are, like because I'm trying to break these cycles and this trauma, and I'm not perpetuating it, then I can't have in my life the people who are, because then I'm not fully breaking away from that trauma. And so for me, I have had to cut off family members in the past, and family members that I was really close to, but that was to protect myself, and like the goal that I had for like my siblings, and like I said, any kids that I may have. So I've kind of done those two things. But even just through the deconstruction journey, just being brave enough to say how I feel, like I've also, even just in the last few months, I've seen it kind of affect like other people in my family, just from seeing somebody who is, willing to question the norm. And so I would just say, yeah, embrace that too.
I
I think
love
it's
that.
really important, yeah. Having to consider not only like the religious part, but also just like the logistics of kind of being like the black sheep of the family, and having to place boundaries for who you can and cannot like talk to. Also, I just would really like to address whatever the heck this person is saying in the comments. Dishonored, it seems like you are personally offended by the idea that there is a space where people are talking in either a negative or neutral way about Christianity when you're used to Christianity being pedestaled as something that's inherently good and that's something everyone should be and that everyone should strive for. And that's fine. Being offended by things is okay. And usually that just means that you're feeling a lot of emotions about something. And that's also fine. What I think is odd, though, is this like passive aggressive flair that you have with all of your comments. It's really weird that someone who is Christian would come up on a live that is obviously not for you and then try and twist the narrative because it's a Q&A when what you really want is to interrogate my beliefs or lack of belief and the other people here because it makes you uncomfortable knowing that there are people who aren't like you. You don't like that. But that's not our problem. Nor is it required for us to entertain the fact that you don't like that we are dissimilar to you. I think what you should do is calm down and stop being weird. You can be Christian without being weird.
Can you though?
I mean,
I
you
was
can
weird
try.
when I was a Christian.
You can attempt to be Christian and not
You
weird.
could try. You could at least work on it a little bit. A little bit. Hey, Cyber, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you, Sam and Crystal?
I'm well.
Doing
Thank you for
great.
asking.
So, my question for you is, so I grew up practicing Judaism, and it was the slavery verses for me. I was 16 years old. It was the slavery verses, and I took a look at those. I'm like, oh, and that's when like something in my brain like snapped. I was like, I'm not okay with it. This is not okay.
Real.
What was it for you? When did you have that, I guess, mind snapping moment when you realized that I need to deep dive this book? And
So it happened in college, and I still am in college. This is like maybe like 2-ish years ago. But I had a friend, well, have a friend, and they invited me to sit in one of the dining halls with one of their friends who is Greek Orthodox, and they're very religious. And this friend that I have is like a staunch atheist. So we ended up having like a mini debate about things. And I was already like basically deconstructed. I
Thank
just
you, Mezzo Raiders.
Mesoraid! I was already basically deconstructed. I just didn't really know how to like put it into words. But basically I was like, if God is real, he's awful is where I was at. But I was talking to this person and he said, well, the reason why we suffer is because there are lessons to be learned from things that we endure. And I was like, okay, what is the lesson to be gleaned from being graped? And then he sat there for a moment and he was like, well, I haven't been graped, so I wouldn't know. Which basically meant nothing. There isn't one. And I was
right,
like, I wish he would just say that there isn't one. But after that, I was
right.
like, yeah, nah, we gotta pack it up. We
Yeah.
gotta pack it up.
No,
So,
so that was the same for me. So I started looking at that. And then, you come to the realization, I grew up practicing Orthodox Judaism, in which Moses is still like a historical, real character. And once you
yeah.
start deep diving and you study, and then, I'd go to the rabbis and be like, "Eh, I have issues. And it'd be faith. Just have faith. Let's
Yeah.
go read Midrash.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, no, that's not enough. My next question for you is, are there any parts that you still find yourself not necessarily like struggling with deconstruction? Because I've listened to you quite a bit, but are there parts of it where you just miss? and you're just like, just it's something in the back of your head just is like, is this going to try to reconnect back to the religion?
For sure. It has absolutely nothing to do with the religious part because fuck that. But I do miss the sense of community. Like, even if you're not at church, you know that on Sunday you're going to go and there's going to be a bunch of people around you that all have like a common belief, and you're going to sing songs and be in each other's energy. I do miss that. But now that I remember that the thing that we were all connecting about was this evil dude, it kind of ruins it for me. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
No, definitely, definitely. Yeah, with me, it's the same with Judaism is the community. And something that gets me is I don't wear, because the cultural clothing that we have is based in there's religious meaning to it, and so I don't wear it because I'm not religious. But at the same time, I often wonder, like, am I causing additional harm to the community by not wearing it? Are people viewing me as like somebody who's trying to hide and stuff like that? But I really appreciate your answers. I'm going to go ahead and hop on down. Thanks for having me up, Crystal.
Cyber, I love you. You guys make sure you're following Cyber. And also, if you haven't followed Cyber on YouTube, go do so. Also, I'm on YouTube. Please go do so. I need to get to 500 subbies as quickly as possible. But yeah, Cyber is amazing. You guys, Sam, did you see what Mezzo had them say? Mezzo loves Crystal and Sam.
That's
Isn't
so
that
cute.
sweet? That's so sweet.
Stop it.
I
going to
know. I
explode.
love it.
That is the
You
cutest thing
guys,
in the world.
if you're just joining us, we're having Decon Q&A with CrystalJae and Sam today. So if you have questions for Sam, come on up. The guest box is open. If you're too shy to come up, you can ask your questions in the comments. It'll cost you $5. No, I'm just kidding. Just come on
Imagine.
and ask them. And I'll
$5 to
read them
Cash App,
out.
Venmo, or PayPal to ask your questions.
Yes, no, but I will answer them. Tahir, you better get your butt back up here for divine or decline. Quit running away from my game, okay? And so I see a bunch of you. Pax is here. Come on up. JD is here. Come on up. Randy, Martin, Gracie, come on up. Ask your questions because Mezzo's here. Mezzo, come on up. Ask Sam your questions. It's all about Sam today. She's amazing. Wait, you told me to. Well, I'll get back with you on that, Cyber. I'll have to refund you $5, okay? Oh, you got a mod. You can mod from the box, Tahir. I do it all the time, okay? But yeah, Tahir's, I told you, she's afraid of my game. People are afraid of my game, Sam. I don't know why.
I'm not
It's
gonna
not-
lie, with the
it's
way
not
that you're
scary.
telling me about how afraid people are of the game, you're making me kind of afraid of your game. I'm a little scared, bro.
I'll tell you why, Crystal. It's because you're tricky.
Ooh.
That's
I
why.
am tricky. And I have a poker face, so you won't get anything from me on whether it's divine or decline. So
I'm just letting y'all know I'm gonna fail miserably at this game.
Same.
and that's why Tahir doesn't.
Twinsies.
Gracie asks, "What are you studying, Sam?"
I am studying art, education, and penis. Thank you for asking.
All right.
That
Yes, we're going to be
PhD
playing Divine or Decline in just a little bit, you guys. Ricky, welcome back. How are you today?
Oh, wonderful. How are you doing?
I'm
Hello,
doing great.
Sam.
Hi.
Sam, Aaron said in chat, I'm telling on Aaron V, Crystal is cool. Sam, great to see you.
Oh, so it's like that. Oh, so it's like that.
Yeah, I always tell on the people in chat, they think that nobody's reading their comments. Ricky, go ahead. What do you have for us this morning?
I have a question for both of you. First, Sam, what and it's, I don't know if you've ever seen this topic before, but what story in the Bible would you remove?
Can the whole does the whole thing count?
That's the most optimal answer. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you. I would remove every single last one of them. Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
You both are glowing today, by the way.
Aw.
Thank you. I was doing my makeup
Sam
this entire
is
time.
gorgeous. I love looking at her makeup on her timeline. You'll see like little makeup videos of her and stuff. Like you shared
don't do
an
any
eyeshadow.
Sorry.
Stop.
You shared an eyeshadow recently that's like really silvery, and it was so gorge on you. Oh my goodness.
Nice. I used to wear a lot more makeup, but not anymore. Just nail polish. That's all right.
Oh, that's good.
Makeup is so
What
much
would you
fun,
take
though.
out of
How
the
could you
Bible,
give it
Crystal?
up?
I would have to say that I wouldn't mind leaving the Bible as it is if we would just all accept that it's just another fictional book, you know, and that it was just and that if we just
hanging up
enjoyed it,
with all the other myths, right?
right, just like the Epic of Gilgamesh or you know the Odyssey or whatever. Like if people just would accept it for what it was, I'd be fine with that. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing, you guys. 5 more. That's all I need. 5 more.
5 more.
So
I think
that
I
would be
have to
okay with
subscribe
me.
to.
But the fact that people are delusional and think that it's real makes me want to just throw the whole thing away.
Right. You should have seen the last guest on Mezzo's live. he recommended that she share a live about how everybody or that you shouldn't actually believe the Bible's true at all. But she claimed to be Christian. Swear.
It's so weird.
Wait,
to
what?
me.
Wait,
I don't even know
What?
why he stuck on for another one, but it was beautiful. Just the catastrophe of lack of reasoning. It was, I don't know, but that's why we're
That is
here.
wild. That is wild. How can you follow? And it's not even the first person I've heard say things like that on any live, but on Mezzo's live particularly, where they'll say like that they don't adhere to the Bible. Then where did you get your religion from, you idiot? That's where it comes from. That you wouldn't know about it without that book.
My dad claims that he was raised devout Mormon, always believed in the Mormon God, raised that way, baptized, all the 9 yards. But I asked him, I was like, oh, you know, what's your religion? He's like, well, I was raised this. I was like, yeah, but what's your religion? He's like, well, I believe in God. I was like, which one? He's like, I don't know. I was like, well, what about like the Mormon story? Like, how relevant is he? I've never read the Mormon Bible. I was like, okay, so which one do you read? I've never read anything. So why do you believe in it? I don't know.
That's terrifying.
I'm just glad that I get to teach logic to my son, and
Yeah,
you know, I found that
sure.
good thing that it's objectively true, and I found it without the Bible.
Exactly.
It's of course objective. It exists somewhere, right?
I have a fan in comments, you guys. I think they're talking about me. It might be you, Sam. I'm not sure. One of us. She spreads hate on all her lives and when she's a guest on others. Are you talking about me, VL? Or would that be Sam? Because we both like to do that.
We love spreading a little hate. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just what we do. Actually, I find that Christians spread hate, VL, and what I'm trying to do is help them see how hateful their religion is and how harmful it is to people. And what maybe if you listen long enough, and since you obviously are a fan, maybe you'll learn something eventually. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey Sam,
I love it.
have you ever used the argument against a Christian?
Wait 1 second.
Oh no, you're good. Well, Sam can probably hear my question, so I'll ask you, Crystal. Have you ever used the argument against a Christian saying that they are truly atheists, just against 99% of all the other gods?
I'm sure I have said that before because I had heard Ricky Gervais say that before, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that makes so much sense," you
We're
know.
not just
So
one
I'm
more
sure.
atheist God than you.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually did not hear the question. Can you please re-ask the question?
Oh, too late. You decided to go somewhere else. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh yay!
Hey, first off, do you guys script your shit with Joel and Mezzo, or is it on the fly?
No, that's fully on the fly.
That's so
It's
beautiful.
entirely
It
improvisational.
just seems so procedural and doctoral surgery against someone's faith. It's amazing.
We tried. we
Sam,
tried.
have you ever watched I Am His Pastor with Joel and the Deaconess?
I have not.
I Am His Pastor. Okay, I'm going to send you the link because you need to make an alter ego, okay?
You're gonna fully unalive.
Stop. Really?
You need, yeah.
What is it?
Well, I Am His Pastor is Joyful's alter ego, the Christian Joyful, okay?
Oh.
And I am Deaconess Crystal, and I'm his deaconess. And then Joel reads Bible, just literally leaves his name the same because they think he's a Christian because it says Joel reads Bible. And then we all are Southern Baptist Methodist Christian. And we troll both Christians and atheists. And well, let me do a little bit of my accent for you, honey. So what we do is we just spread the love of Jesus Christ, and we just explain how the Lord loves everybody. And we also like to help, like if you would just make sure y'all gift me this morning, then the pastor and I could eventually get that private jet that we've been working for. So make sure you do your tithes and offerings. It's just $1 each. If y'all could just send up $1 each, we'd get that private jet eventually and be able to, go spread the love of Jesus Christ. But when Joel comes up, he and I, there are times where we've literally broken character because we're having so much fun. Like this one time I called him Joe accidentally. I said something like, "Okay, Joe," and then I go, "Why did I just call you Joe?" And Joel goes, "I don't know." And then, but they never catch on. It's so wild. Like you'll have both atheists and Christians cussing us out in the car.
Well, it was like when Sam was on with Joel, and Joel was reading, making that drawing in the background with the backwards G's and shit.
Oh yeah, that shit was hilarious.
That was too righteous.
Was hilarious.
That was too much.
Good morning, Darren. Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
Yeah, 39.
Okay, did you have a question for Sam this morning?
Well, it's kind of for everybody up here. Have you guys studied the religions prior to Jesus that Jesus has ripped off from, like Krishna and Mithra? Are you guys familiar with that? Because I'm looking for some resources if you guys have them.
Are you a part of the Deconstruction Junction Discord server?
So I have been trying for weeks, but I can't get my Discord to work. It's kind of funny. I'm going to have to get my son to help me probably.
Okay.
So it just got away, but I've been trying. So is there some stuff on there?
Yeah, well, we have a lot of people who have a lot of information that they can help you with on that. But I have not, I have studied to a degree of it because once I joined the deconstruction community, that's when I learned that, that they stole everything. I learned from this community. Yeah. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? The epic of what? And what was the oldest religion? It's not God and Yahweh. That's not the oldest religion. So, so I did.
It's funny because I have a friend who. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I have a friend that tried to tell me. Oh gosh, this was probably a good 16, 17 years ago. He sat down. And I remember him specifically telling me about Mithra, and I was like, "You're so full of crap," because I was, hardcore in my faith, air quotes, right? And I was like, "You're so full of crap," like still trying to preach to him. And he's sitting there showing me proof, right? And I was just that absolute dogmatic blind Christian who I wouldn't even look at it because I thought it was sacrilegious to even look into the potential of the history that fed what I was believing. So now that I've deconstructed, I really want to get that information put together because that's kind of like, in my opinion, okay, the God's this crazy warmongering psychopath in the Bible. That's fine and all. We can argue all that different stuff, all the contradictions, but when you can show that the storyline was ripped off from like 12 plus other religions, then you don't have an originality of anything in your story of your Savior, and that right there is just the end all for me. So,
absolutely.
But no, I've got to get on there. I've got to get on the.
I'll tell you guys
Discord.
all a good little tip too. If you all read, if you're readers, if you love books, I'm going to tell you my favorite little tip about finding books that you want to read, expensive books that you want to read. Okay, one is estatesales.net. Go on there, see what estate sales are coming up, and they'll usually have pictures of the books, and you can kind of scan that little, books and bookcases and see what books they're going to be offering at the estate sale. They can't get rid of books at estate sales. Okay, they'll get like maybe 10 or 15 sales of books, and then they'll be left with hundreds. And if they're left with hundreds of books, they have to pack those all up and lift those boxes and move them, and they hate it. Okay, so if you want to go in and buy a bunch of religious books or something, you can always make them a deal and say, I'm going to buy these 10. Can I get them? Also, go look on Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, and your other local selling places, and look up religious book lot, okay? And a lot of times you'll find somebody will be selling 20 books on Hinduism or whatever, you know. I recently got 21 books for $30, and I got
steal.
The Oxford. Oh wait, you can't. The Oxford Companion to the Bible. I got the Jewish Study Bible, and I got like 10 or so Bart Ehrman books. So that's my tip on how to get books for cheap and get the books you want that are very expensive when you don't have the budget. So yeah, that's a
I
good
like
way
what
to find.
Sam said. She said, "What about stealing?" I think.
I love doing that too. That also works. If you're in a pinch and you're okay with breaking the law, I mean, I'm gonna look over here. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Sam's going to hell.
Barnes and Noble has
Just
enough
turn the other
money.
cheek, Sam.
Exactly.
Barnes and Noble don't need your money. They got enough.
That's
money.
what I'm saying.
Also, the public library. If you don't have a library card, okay, listen. Library cards are free, right? And you're like, yeah, but I'm never going to go to the library and check out books and stuff like that. They have like an online library service once you get your card now, and you can download those books to rent them and stuff, or, you know, to borrow them now. And it's amazing, right in your little fingertips. So get yourself a library card. It's absolutely free.
Absolutely. Yes. Quiet.
Any other questions, Ricky or Darren?
I was gonna drop to Sam what I said. Basically, most all Christians are atheists. They're just a little less atheists than me. You know, they're atheists to all the other gods except for theirs.
True, and actually,
it drives them nuts.
I was on Mezzo's live a few days ago, and it was the other way around. Mezzo was on my live a few days ago, and someone came up. Someone came up and they were like, why would you like deprive your child of the opportunity of like knowing about Christianity if it means they're gonna go to hell? So we were like, wait wait a minute. And Mezzo was like, yeah, with my kids, personally, stop talking. I will never stop talking shit about you, Mezzo. Now what?
No.
Now what? Anyways, Mezzo
He's
was talking
just mad
about...
because I came on your live and said he was below me. So.
Oh! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for the gift. Thank all of you for all the gifts. By the way, you guys are so kind.
I even remember him pouting about it, so I know it left a mark.
I love a good Mezzo pout. I love a good mezzo palette.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
Hey, Ty here. I'm gonna do a little powder break. Can you do a commercial for me?
Commercial time.
All right, everybody. So right now we're at 33,000 likes. Possibility we can get that up to 35 before the end of the live. We've also been working on those J's since the start of the live, and we're still not fully there yet. So 1 J's, send them on over. Show your love and appreciation to Crystal and Sam for giving us their time today. Lots of great advice from Sam and Crystal. We've got some more subbies we got to get. Once Crystal gets 50 subscriptions, people can gift subscriptions to other people. So we're really trying to pass that mark there. And yeah, Crystal also is in need of subscriptions on her YouTube channel. So if you have a YouTube or you have a spare YouTube, go up to YouTube, search I am CrystalJae and give her a follow. So we can get monetized since she's doing this fantastic show and giving everybody opportunities to talk to their favorite creators. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Appreciate that. Those J's coming in. W. Amir. What you got going on the rest of the day, Sam?
I am going to go to the grocery store for my grandmother because she doesn't feel like it, and I've never understood her more in my life.
Same.
And then after that, I'm going to come back. I'm going to make some zucchini with some lamb chops and some baked potatoes. That's going to be delicious. And my main account gets unbananaed today around like 7:30 p.m. So I'm going to go live. But before I do all of that, I should probably finish my statistics assignment. I really don't want to do it, though. I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. Matter of
What's
fact,
your
y'all,
topic for your live gonna be?
I think I'm going to do why is being lesbian wrong? I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, I really love that topic, but it doesn't get many ops. If that doesn't work, then we're going to do the tried and true atheist debates. Oh,
You ever do a gender debate?
I have, and it makes me depressed, so I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
It makes me really, really sad. But that reminds me, y'all look out because at some point during the month, probably somewhere around the middle of the month, and it'll probably be on a Friday, Ian and I, allegedly Ian and I, will be doing a charity stream for autism acceptance. So save your little coins, all right? Put them to the side, yes, so that we can donate to autism acceptance, for autism acceptance.
Which Friday?
I don't know which Friday. It's going to be a Friday.
Well, that's not helpful.
You know what?
That's a Friday.
Fuck you. How about that? How about that? Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
How about that? Yeah.
At least the thumb is out. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that at some point Sam puts a little little thought into Ian's mind about joining me on Decon Q&A sometime, because I would love to have him up here.
I'll bet. I'll text them. Why not?
That would be awesome. All right, let's see. We have
Hey,
Ski
Crystal, I don't know
coming
how
up.
to drop down. I'm sorry, I don't know how to
will
drop down.
you
So you can drop me.
That's okay.
Nice.
I will drop you. Thanks for coming up, Darren. I appreciate you. If you get your Discord working, I think Gracie Up Baby said that they could help you maybe with your Discord. So anyway, reach out to some of us. Maybe we can help you with your Discord, get you into the junction, and help you find the answers you're looking for through our plethora of resources that we have there.
Before I drop down, what kind of ritual do I need to get to summon someone like one of you all to one of our lives?
Just steal something.
I'll steal your soul.
No! Well, that's fine. I don't have one. It's chill.
Shit. Do you have like at least like 10 cents?
I have
I'm
like
10
a
cents short.
penny.
Fuck.
I'm a college student, dude. I'm poor. I can
Well, like
offer you a
10
singular
cents is
penny.
10 cents. Like, it's just the bus. Come on.
Just the bus? If I don't catch the bus, how am I going to get to a store to steal something?
Steal the bus.
Steal.
You're not thinking big enough. You're just not thinking big enough, Sam.
Exactly.
Oh, is that what they mean by take the bus?
I guess that's what they mean by take the bus.
It's a public bus. Come on.
True. Taxpayer
Steal it,
dollars
right?
went
Money
toward
paid
that
for it.
bus.
Yeah.
That's my bus now. Hell yeah.
But you still drive it. I just sit here.
Steal the bus. You could steal a school bus, probably pretty easy too.
True.
Yeah, but would you
Those
take
doors
the
are not
kids out?
reliable.
Like, come on.
Would you take the kids?
I would leave them in there as a prop, personally. So
Well,
I
exactly.
wouldn't-
Are we talking like old school speed video? You know, we're gonna keep the bus above 745.
Not even
Ricky,
holding them for
honestly-
ransom. They're just there.
Are you in our Discord, Ricky?
Yes. Wait. Well,
Okay,
I'm
just
in
tag some of us and say, hey, do you want to, join us?
I really
People will
want
join you.
to. I need some more comedy and maybe a couple followers.
Awesome. Well, just tag some of us in the Discord and say, hey, I'm going live. Anybody want to join me? And I'm sure you'll find people who would join you if they're available at the time you go live. So.
Oh shit! Hold on. I gotta. We got people giving me gifts, so I gotta get some.
Yeah, you got to do
Yes.
a little heart or something.
we
Amir
have
out
half a
there
heart.
making it rain.
I'm an
You guys,
atheist.
I'm
I have
so
half a
close
heart.
to my 666. So if you've got one coin, how about sending it up? It's just the J for CrystalJae. So send up the J's if you don't mind, and let's get me to the 666. Guys, I need 5 more subbies in order to reach the magic 50, and where I have people waiting to gift out the chat some subbies. So if you haven't subscribed, think of doing so today. It's less than a cup of coffee a month. You know what I'm going to tell you right now? You're subscribed. You're subscribed to Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, the Disney Channel, and a bunch of other shit that you never watch because you're here 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, watching all of us because I see you in every chat room because I'm guilty of it too. So why don't you cancel some of those subscriptions and then start supporting small creators like myself, like Sam here. And thank you, Amir. And support us because we give you more bang for your buck. That's what we do. So, all right. It is about time for everybody's favorite classic game that I made up. Divine or Decline. JD, are you coming up to play? Selena, are you in the chat? I saw you pop in earlier. Selena loves to come up and play. Mezzo, are you still around? Did you want to come up and play this morning or cuss me out this morning? Gracie,
I'm
thank
terrified,
you so much
personally.
for subscribing. We're on a subwave right now. So, if I can get 2 more subscribers, I will hit it. Okay. So, what happened? Oh, there you are, JD. Somebody else brought you up for me. I was like, wait, what happened?
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for
Oh
subscribing.
my gosh, you're almost
I
there with the
appreciate it.
subs.
Oh my God,
You're
I'm
so
so
close.
excited. Oh, I need
One
2
more.
more. I need 2 more. I thought I needed 1 more, but 1 more for the subway, 2 more to
Okay.
reach the 50. Let's do
Two
this.
more.
We
There's
can do
100
it.
and almost 110 people in here. Surely 2 of you have a couple dollars. Come on,
Dollar
Let's
bill,
do
y'all.
this thing, y'all.
let's do this.
JD, did you have questions for Sam before we begin, or did you want to get right into the thick of things?
I just want to say I love you, Sam.
Stop. Thank you.
That's all. I don't have any questions. It's not a good mental health day, so
Yay, we did the subway.
Oh, that's real. I hope that your mental health gets a little bit better. As someone with
Yeah.
depression, it's hard out here.
it is. It's just one of those days where I'm not very talkative, but I'll come up for the game for you, Crystal.
Well, thank you for coming up and playing with us today. And I hope you have a better day. And I hope that maybe we help you laugh a little bit and brighten it up a little bit during the game.
Always.
Okay, don't cuss me out too much. So,
This is gonna be
okay,
awful.
so here it is. I'm gonna lay out the rules for you all, for you at home And for our home viewers who are playing along, also, I wanted you to know that I did things a little tiny bit different because I decided that I wanted to follow some copyright infringement rules. We are using the New American Standard Bible edition because there is no copyright on it. And so I'm using it this time along with the Quran and the 1830 version, 1830 or 1803, whatever, the Book of Mormon. So here's how the game works. I'm going to read you a phrase. If it is from the Bible, you will say divine, and you guys can answer in the comments, okay? If it is from the Book of Mormon, the Quran, or made up bullshit, you're going to say decline, okay? There's no points. There's nobody wins. There's no leaderboard, but it's just for fun. So what I'll do is I'll usually let each one of you guys answer on the panel. That way we can see where everybody, what everybody's thinking. You can copy off your neighbor's answers. That's perfectly okay. We allow that on this game. You guys, I just need, I think, one more subscriber. Is that it? Or two more still? I think I need only one more. One more subscriber.
Come on, y'all. We can do it.
One more. So if you haven't subscribed, please help me reach my goal. I'm so excited. Okay, here we are.
Hold on. Can I use
Okay.
ChatGPT to make my answers?
No.
No.
Damn.
Bad. No, bad.
No. Hold up. Let my other me come in. Okay. All right.
Not
All
quite sure what
right.
that
Are we
means, but all
ready?
right.
I'm not sure, but come on.
Maybe they're going to
in,
sub
other
on another
you.
account.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
they're subbing
cool.
on another account. That would be awesome.
Oh, I
But
do.
maybe they're at
You guys, I
Subway and
reached
they
my
just
gift
need double
goal.
meat, you know?
Oh, period.
Thank you
Don't
for
you
helping me reach my
guys?
gift goal. I appreciate it. I'm going to put up just a random gift that I don't
There it
have
is.
yet. So.
Got another
I reached
subscriber.
my goal. I got
Let's
50.
go!
You guys, thank you so much.
That's
Oh my
huge.
God. Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, I even got another one. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
And
Oh, I got
another.
another one.
Oh my
You guys are
God,
awesome.
that's amazing. Oh, I'm so happy. You guys have no idea. Like, that makes me so happy. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. And Liz and I are working on getting you some special sub-only benefits for subscribing. Like, we'll do some special sub-only lives with special guests and some other great things. I do have a Discord that I'm setting up, so there will be a Discord for my subscribers, and we'll come up with some good things for you guys, I promise. Okay, we've got, I guess, oh, thank you for sending out subbies. Oh my God, thank you so much.
I got one. Thank you.
Hey, look at
Oh my
that.
God, thank you.
That was
I really
fucking bad.
appreciate it.
I'm so happy for you, Crystal.
Win.
Hey, them, can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
What?
Can I get your age for TikTok purposes?
I'm 27.
Okay, did you have a question for Sam today?
Huh? Sorry,
Okay,
it's
I'll go
super
ahead
quiet.
and
It's super quiet.
Okay, do you have a question for Sam today?
I do.
Okay, what's your question? Okay, I think you're not serious, but have a good day. All right.
I feel like I was
see
about to get
somebody
called
else trying to
N-word.
come up. I feel like that too.
Yeah.
Here comes
Hey, somebody
Aldo.
just gifted me one. Thank you.
You guys,
Let's
thank you for
go.
gifting all these subbies. Oh my God.
See,
thank
all you needed was
Skylar.
that 50 mark, and now you're just skyrocketing. That's crazy.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, Algo, did you have a question for Sam or did you come up to play my game?
I've got a question for Sam, actually.
Go right
Let's
ahead.
play.
I love meeting new people in the deconstructing community, and I first saw you on some well-known lives like Dean's lives, Parker's lives, and what I was wondering is, where did you first meet people like Dean and Parker? Did you first meet them here on TikTok? Were you familiar with them from other platforms?
Oh, okay. So you might not be talking about me. I think you might be talking about 𝖘.𝖆. or also known as Athena.
No, I
because
was pretty sure I saw you on one of their lives.
Really? Okay, then you probably saw me on a live where I was critiquing them.
Oh, that might have been it.
So yeah,
That
I
might
don't
have been
know
it.
them personally. I'm not huge fans of them, but regardless of my personal feelings about them, if someone has a large platform and I think they're doing harm, whether it's on purpose or not, I try my best to get their attention and tell them. So it's a lot less about knowing them personally and a lot more about mitigating what could possibly be harmful to the Black community and other communities.
Gotcha. All right, that's all I had. Everybody be well.
Thank you, you too.
Algo, do you want to stay up and play the game? Oh,
I guess not.
They're chickens. They are
He had
chicken
the right
shits,
idea.
man. I'm just telling you. Okay, we're gonna bring up this person real quick, see if they're legit.
Oh
or
no,
not.
no.
Rich, no. Rich, are you?
Oh God.
How old are you? That's what I want to ask you.
29 years old. 29 years old.
Okay. Did you have a question for Sam?
Yes, I was just curious about Sam. Was she ever a Christian, or did she have some deep-rooted hatred against Christianity? Because I've seen her live before, and she speaks out against God.
Okay.
Oh, I do too. This is a deconstruction community, but we're going to go ahead and move on. If you want to
God
talk
sucks.
to Sam about stuff like that, you can go ahead and join her live sometime, and she'll be happy to tell you how much
Happy is definitely an
Christianity
adjective.
sucks.
I don't know if happy is the word.
Wouldn't
but
you be happy
I'll
to tell
be
them that
enthusiastic about
Christianity
it.
sucks?
That you know what? True. Yes. Maybe not him in particular because he gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I would love to talk about it in general. Yes.
Okay. All right. Hi, Caro.
Hi. Thought I'd join the game if you don't mind.
Okay, yay. Okay, Joyful's up here for the game. All right, everybody's ready now. Here we go. All right. Number 1. Thou shalt love the Lord. No, that's the wrong one. Sorry, because I didn't like that one. So I wrote a new one. You guys would have got that one too easy. Okay. For behold, I will gather them as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and they shall be protected from the storm of the coming day.
I don't know. That gives me divine vibes.
Okay, Caro, do you have a guess?
I'd say decline because I've seen a couple of these, and you like to put them in very therefore out thou or whatever. So I'm saying decline.
Okay, Joyful.
I'm going decline on this one.
Okay, JD.
Damn, if Joyful's going to decline, we're cooked.
I do recollect a verse about hens gathering, so I'm going to say divine.
Okay, Ricky.
I decline the divine.
Okay,
All right.
Sam.
I'm gonna say divine.
It is divine, you guys. That's Matthew.
Let's
27.
go!
Dang it, and I thought I clocked that T.
Damn it.
I told you I'm tricky. I'm a tricky. You never know.
True.
Okay, number 2. And it came to pass that the Lord spake unto me, saying, Behold, I will show unto you that which I will do unto the children of men.
Divine. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
It's fine.
Whoever wants to answer can answer.
Divine.
Did you say speak or spank?
I thought
I said spake. S-P-A-K-E. Spake.
Oh.
And it came to pass that the Lord spake unto me, saying, Behold, I will show unto you that which I will do unto the children of men.
definitely divine.
So I'll go down. I'll just go from the top to the bottom. Caro?
I'll say divine this time.
Joyful?
I'm declining because I'm pretty sure that's from the Quran, but I could be wrong.
Okay,
I'm
JD?
gonna say divine, but with the caveat that you are tricky.
Ricky?
Definitely divine spanking.
Okay.
I'm going to
Sam?
say decline.
And that is, why did they say it? Well, the thing is that it's telling me the wrong answer, to be honest with you, but it's
Are
decline. It's
you
from the Book of
choosing
Mormon.
ChatGPT?
It's from the Book of Mormon, First Nephi 11:1.
Okay.
But for some reason, my sheet says divine Book of Mormon. The Book of Mormon is the divine.
I didn't read where it said
So
Book of Mormon. Okay, my bad. I just saw divine. Dang it.
this one is from the Book of Mormon. It was decline. Okay. All right, here we go. Indeed, those who have believed and those who have emigrated and fought in the cause of God, those are the ones who are truthful.
I'm going to say decline. That's got to be Quran.
Yeah, I
Decline.
agree. Decline.
Decline.
Ricky?
That's probably from the Quran. Yeah, decline.
You are all correct. That is from the book, the Quran. I
Hey.
actually changed the word Allah to God so that you wouldn't know.
Oh my gosh. She
See,
is
Sam?
from
See
tricky.
how tricky she is?
True.
Quran 9:20 on that one. Okay. For this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for forgiveness of sins.
Divine.
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 I'm gonna be weird and say decline.
It was divine. It was Matthew 26:28. See, the thing is that if I use Matthew, Joyful loves Matthew, so he knows that.
The only reason I know that one is because
download
my
it?
church used to give like Hawaiian sweetbread for the communion, and I'm like, ooh, bread.
That's actually really that's adorable. Actually, that sounds really tasty.
Oh my God, that does. I want to do communion like that. but
I just got
not
the
for
wafers.
Jesus.
True.
I just want wine and Hawaiian bread. That's just what I want.
Well, it was grape juice, but yeah, close enough.
I'll take wine though.
Wine and dine.
Okay. Let's see. That one was okay. Okay. Yea, I will show unto you that this is the very point of all the law and the prophets.
Decline.
Decline.
Declaring that mumbo jumbo.
Dead ass. That's where I'm at too.
Can you repeat it, please?
Yes. Yea, I will show unto you that this is the very point of all the law and the prophets.
Decline.
I'll decline it.
Did everybody declined it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think y'all did. That is declined. That's from the Book of Mormon, Mosiah, I guess is his fucking name. I don't know. 1329. I don't know the book's names, okay, but that was
Can I ask
from the
Sam
Book of
something?
Mormon.
Did you just call me an ass or refer to my ass?
I don't know. I don't think you're an ass. I must have been referring to your ass.
Did I miss something?
It's spelled, I don't know.
If you did, I did too.
I just hope I missed something. I'll just leave it there.
I think you must have misheard me, is what I think.
I think.
Well, it wasn't you.
Mosaic.
It was
Oh.
Sam.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I said dead ass.
Exactly.
Oh.
I see.
So it's like that ass. Like, am I an ass or are you
No.
talking about that
I'm
ass?
like, what?
You know, I got some curves.
Moving on. Moving on.
Okay, Mosiah is spelled Mosiah. So I'm Mosiah. Is that Mosiah? Mosiah, maybe? I don't know.
Mosiah?
Weird
I don't
names
know.
that Joseph Mosiah. Joseph Smith made up weird names, so
Indeed.
okay. Say, I am only a man like you, to whom it has been revealed that your God is one God.
Repeat it.
Say, I am only a man like you, to whom it has been revealed that your God is one God.
Quran. So decline.
Decline.
Yeah, decline.
You guys are getting too hip on the Quran ones. I'm gonna have to come up with that. That
You
is
can do
the
the
Quran.
Talmud.
That's 8. That is
Or
18,110.
Hadith, not Talmud.
Okay. If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink.
Divine.
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 I remember that from Sunday school.
Divine.
Oh.
It is divine. That would be John 7:37, you guys.
We're getting good
Okay.
at this. Hold
I'm
on.
going to have to come up with some more tricky
Much better
ones.
than last time.
One of the
Number
problems is
666, please.
I didn't make up enough of them. When I make them up, that's when I really trip people up.
I can imagine.
I bastardize verses.
Bastardized the first.
And no Proverbs yet.
Yeah, I didn't do a lot of Proverbs on this one. I'm going to have to get back to Proverbs and bastardizing verses. So, okay. Okay. And it came to pass that I did build a ship that I might cross these waters.
I'm saying decline.
Yeah. Because it's making me think of Noah, but I don't think they would refer to it like that.
Yeah, it's not no. I'm trying to think.
Definitely not confusing enough, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Ghost decline ellipses question mark. That's where I'm at.
Can you do one of those squiggly lines after it too?
Yeah.
Tilde.
Tilde, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Mormon, so I'm gonna decline, but I could be wrong.
Everybody declined?
Yeah, decline, yeah.
Okay, it is the Book of Mormon. I left out his name because he tells you his name in the verse. It actually says, and it came to pass that I, Nephi, did build a ship that I might cross these waters. And obviously the book is 1 Nephi 17:8. Okay.
Did you lie more than
That's crazy.
I do lie a little bit in this game. I'm just saying. Okay. And when I am lifted up from the earth, I will draw all men to myself.
Divine.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jesus said that.
Yeah, it's in a worship song, so I'm going to say divine. Ish.
I'm getting decline. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say decline as well.
Okay, to decline, the rest divine. Is that what we're getting? That would be divine. That is John 12:32.
Dang it.
Okay, here is the final one, and I think you're all going to get this one, so don't worry. It's not that hard.
That's too much pressure, Crystal.
That's what I'm saying.
And he is the one who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, and he established himself above the throne.
It's the most bullshit I've ever heard.
And because it's bullshit, divine, I think.
Exactly. That's
Divinely inspired by a donkey's rear end.
Exactly, Caro. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, divine.
I get mute.
Divine.
Is everybody divine? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we got 5 divines. Is that correct? And
yes.
What are you guys saying in chat? Divine, decline? What do we got? Divine? Y'all wrong. That is from Quran 754. It is decline.
I knew it.
Hold the
When she gave us the confidence, I was already suspicious. She was like, "You guys are gonna get it." No, we won't.
I really thought that you I thought you guys were gonna call me out on the Quran again. I was like,
you grew a little bit of devil horns from that one. Good job.
True.
Crystal.
I'm going to be playing this game again a little bit later today with Life Beyond Belief. We'll be live again right here at 3 p.m. Pacific time for Decon Q&A with CrystalJae and Life Beyond Belief. So if you guys had fun, that specific time.
No, specific.
If you love Life Beyond Belief. If you want to know who Life Beyond Belief is, then join me back here again at 3 p.m. Pacific time, because they're an amazing couple, Ken and Christina. They used to be worship leaders, and they deconstructed together. And I really love their story because, and they'll tell it better than this, but I'll give you a little synopsis. Because they had decided to become worship leaders and do this, they decided that they really, really, really wanted to get into the Bible. And that is what led to their deconstruction.
Oh, wow.
Could you imagine that? They were doing it to become stronger in their faith is what they did it for. And what happened was they started like calling and texting each other and being like, what the fuck does this say?
They read this shit, they were like, wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait.
Did you know it said this?
Abort mission, hold on.
Right. And they're adorable. They're smart. They're funny. They're in their 20s. They are talented. They both sing. They're also like you, Sam. They are very calm with their guests. Like, I love it. They're like, so, I don't know. They just have a great personalities. They stay really calm with their guests. Their conversations are amazing. I love watching them. So if you haven't met them, or if you'd like, if you have and you want to support them, I'll be live with them here in just about, about hour and 20 minutes. So you guys, I had a great time today. Sam, I love you. I'm so glad. Do you guys know why Sam is on the show? Sam is on the show because I was booking Mezzo and Joel, and she was on their show at the time that we were talking about it, and he goes, you're not going to invite Sam? And I thought Sam would want to be on my show. So I thought she was too big, like, to be on my show, So I was like, well, yeah, I'll ask Sam. And then I asked her to join the Discord, and I made her a channel and stuff. And then I was like, yay, she's going to be on my show. I was so excited.
I'm honored that you would ask me to begin with.
I was like, yeah, Mezzo, thank you for opening the door.
Nudging.
That was awesome. For sure.
That was dope.
Sam,
I'm going to have to
before I
join you on
leave,
your show sometime so you can teach me how to stay zen.
I can try my best, but honestly, I have to dissociate whenever I'm on live. What was your question, Ricky?
before I leave, can I tell you my favorite Jesus song?
I'm scared, but go on.
Me too.
Jesus drowns the little children.
Oh my God.
All the children of the world. Yellow bread and black and white, he will drown them all night. Jesus drowns all the children of the world.
Oh my God.
And on that note, thank you so much for having me, Crystal. I hope that you all have a lovely day. I will be consulting my psych about this. Bye.
Send me the bill.
You guys,
Oh my
have
gosh.
a great day, everyone. I'll be back at 3 p.m. Pacific time with Life Beyond Belief. Thank you all.
You're
for getting
amazing.
me my subby goal. Wait, if we tap a little longer, I can get to the 50,000 likes. So let's draw this out for
It's
a
showing,
minute, okay?
it's showing 50,000 on mine, but we can still tap.
Okay, now it just turned 50,000. Thank you for the subbies. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the fun. And come back here at 3 p.m. Pacific time for Life Beyond Belief. See you around the Main Street.